Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you.
Sandra all the time is here with the cold hard truth. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mom.
Right. You're going to be out there in the Dust Bowl. The dust, I don't know if you remember your feet from did you go to Taste last year?
Oh, yes.
Remember how dirty your feet were? From
yes,
just all the...
that's okay. So my
you don't
footwear now is.
You don't want to wear like nice shoes that you're going to have to worry about washing. Good morning,
now
Sandy.
I have a lot to think about. Hi, we're talking about feetwear at Tasty K-Man.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what to wear to
Sneakers. Comfortable sneakers that you don't mind getting dusty.
That's it.
That's what we were saying.
Talking about getting dusty.
Yeah.
So.
That's why I like my my plastic Birkenstocks. My plastic Birkenstocks are the best. You can wash them.
Right? All right, it's Friday. Let's get
And they're not Crocs.
Yeah. We're no longer partners.
If I wear Crocs.
If you wear Crocs. Those are not allowed in studio. All right, it's 7:28 now on this Friday. Let's get some news.
Big news. I have some important news for you. Interesting news.
It's Blake and Darren's Spilling the Tea with Sandy.
K-Man's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
All right, what do you got for us this morning, Sandy?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. So a couple news items this morning include Jeffrey E. Banks. He is the former chairman of the National Housing Trust and Development. He claims that when he diverted 60 truckloads of soil from a government housing project site to his own property, he was helping the people of the Cayman Islands.
How?
By helping keep the project on track, of course. He's been charged with conflict of interest, contrary to the anti-corruption legislation, and breach of trust, and he's on trial in Grand Court. He says that the material was cleared from the property north side and was to be donated to Beacon Farms. However, he had it sent to his property to help the process. He was helping to transport it. And then eventually it would make it to Beacon Farms.
Why didn't it just go directly to Beacon Farms?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't he follow the correct process? You don't just make a decision like that as chairman of the National Trust.
Well, yeah, you can't really just.
So he says, I admit that I may have made a mistake, but I definitely didn't do anything intentionally to benefit myself in any way. Okay, then.
I know how much that fill and soil is.
I know, right?
Yeah.
People just don't understand what a conflict of interest looks like.
Yeah.
All right. Leak detection project is underway in Cayman Brac. So the Water Authority Cayman is advising customers of a series of planned localized service interruptions in Cayman Brac to facilitate an ongoing leak detection project. So the project is going to begin on April 22nd. It's going to take approximately 8 weeks. And the Essential Leak Detection Project, they say, is a proactive step proactive measures, from the Water Authority to identify potential leaks within the distribution network. Do you know that there are areas in the BRAC that still don't have piped water?
Really?
Yes, that's so wild. I didn't know that until some months ago.
Really? Yeah.
What? Still no piped water? Crazy.
And are they lead pipes?
I doubt it.
I mean, depends on how old they are.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully not, but
Yeah.
it's just crazy. All right, big sort of international news. O.J. Simpson dead at the age of 76.
Yeah. Do you guys remember where you were when that famous white Bronco chase?
Yeah.
1994. It was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Isn't it?
I don't remember exactly where, to be honest.
But where were you in life in 1994? Were you here?
1994. No. I was in university at USF.
Oh, wow.
I was 11 and watching it on TV.
I was 24
Mhm.
and I was living in Washington, D.C. at the time.
Yeah. You and I are about the same age, Blake, I think. We're very close in age.
Yeah.
I think you're a little bit older than me.
Okay.
But anyway.
And wiser.
But anywho, yes. So
Actually, I would have been 10.
10.
I didn't turn 11 until June.
Wow.
So I was 10 when this happened, and I still remember watching it live on TV.
That's wild.
Mhm.
And then the trial was actually a year later
Yeah.
in October of 1995.
That's how we know the Kardashians.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't really become. I mean, I remember the whole hoopla with the trial and everything, but I don't remember. The one lawyer that I remembered was Shapiro. I didn't even remember ever hearing anything about Kardashian until afterwards.
Robert Kardashian.
How about Johnny Cochran? He was
Johnny
the lead.
Cochran.
Yeah, that was the name that was like all over the place. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's now dead at the age of 76. A lot of people have said that the trending comment is that finally the oh gosh, what was the comment that they made?
Karma.
Like no, like basically finally the person has been caught or something like that. For
Yeah.
the
Well,
whole-
I don't know if you guys heard what Cancer said. Cancer denied everything and said they will not stop until they find the real killer.
Yeah.
who's Cancer?
That's
Cancer what killed him.
Cancer killed him. Too soon.
Oh my gosh, that's
If
that's funny.
Cancer said, if I did it, this is how I would have done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hi, OJ. No remorse. Ever in his life. No.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, that was.
I didn't realize he had prostate
I mean,
cancer.
this is my question yesterday when I heard it. I'm like, does the glove finally fit?
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
we
well,
we
I
all
didn't know
know he either did it or he had somebody do it. And boy, I must tell you though,
Oh, no,
this
he
has
did it.
been a well kept secret.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping that
It was just a
it would
hard
be
to
like a
prove.
deathbed confession.
Well, I think a lot of us forget that it was maybe a year or 2 years later. There was the civil trial
Which he lost.
where,
Yeah, he
where
lost that. Yeah,
he was found responsible
Mhm.
yes,
for the murders.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
because
mean, he was massively abusive towards her already.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's,
yeah,
there's-
Well, it was the shoe
Yeah.
prints. It was
it
his
was the
shoes.
shoe prints. It was. I'm sorry, the glove thing was stupid.
The Italian
Like,
shoes. I try and remember it
Yeah.
started with an M. Mario
Yeah.
Bali shoes or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I mean, without a doubt, there were always questions. And I think most people were sensible enough to know that, although the burden of proof in a civil trial is lower, it just never added up. Like this
Well,
dude.
Well, the downfall was Mark Furman, who lied on the stand, and then he had racist comments previously. So
Yeah.
the jury
Yeah.
made it look like
And with jury
was
trial,
motivated.
it was
always-
racially motivated.
yeah.
So, and Marsha Clark wasn't that great. Let's be honest,
yeah,
Mhm.
as a lead prosecutor.
it could have been done a lot better. But here we are now. That chapter is finally closed
I'll never
for
forget,
the
though.
surviving family and friends.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must
I
acquit.
just still can't believe that. I'm waiting for the morally corrupt Faye Resnick to come out with the next book now.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway,
Anyway, good riddance.
Mhm.
That has been taken out.
yeah.
So anyway, in other news,
Sad though. It's all sad.
what happened to Nicole Brown and her family?
And Ron Goldman.
And Ron Goldman, exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
it's sad what
He
happened.
still
to-
owes $100 million to Goldman's family.
I wonder if they can claim it from his estate now that he's dead.
I don't know.
It's just sad what happened to OJ because he was like a beloved figure. Remember he did those Hertz commercials?
Well, he kind of did it to himself.
I remember seeing those
Maybe
Hertz
just don't be an
commercials
abusive
back in the day.
A.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And then he ended up going
Or
to jail
murderer.
for
Yeah,
9
well, he's
years.
not the only athlete or celebrity that has
Spilling his-
basically thrown away a good legacy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, he did go to jail for 9 years for robbery and kidnapping.
Well, yeah, but yeah, you look at that because OJ, let's see, Spector is still in jail. Phil Spector.
Yeah.
What's the guy from Beretta? Remember that?
I remember that guy.
That
All
killed.
right,
his-
listen, final one.
Yeah.
The final story. If you feed your kids Lunchables, don't.
No.
They're
Why?
one of the worst. They're one of the worst things that
Yeah.
you can feed children. But
So
now
processed
they've
and
been found to
terrible.
contain relatively high levels of lead and sodium. Well, the
Oh,
sodium
great.
wise, but the lead, yes. So, Consumer Watchdog in the United States has warned, urging the federal government to remove them from the national free and reduced school lunch program because they're
Man, I ate so many Lunchables as a kid.
Mm.
I hope I don't have lead in me.
And where's the lead coming from?
Who knows?
In the meat?
lead and cadmium, according to
Cadmium?
Consumer Reports. Yep.
Yeah.
Cadmium
It's
is
way
like
overprocessed.
that's like nuclear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they say that these chemicals can lead to serious health problems over
Yeah.
time, and that the USDA should remove Lunchables from the national lunch program and ensure that kids have healthier options.
Shouldn't even be on the shelves.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
I don't eat a lot of processed meat anymore, like lunch
Yeah.
meat.
You
Yeah.
learn, once you get older, you'll learn more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good idea.
I do love
Right,
I do love a good piece of bologna though. occasionally.
Oh,
Like fried bologna.
no.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Have you ever
Oh.
had fried bologna, Sandy?
Probably, but
Oh,
not,
it is
not
the
often.
best.
You
For-
eat spam.
for breakfast.
Do you eat spam?
Fry up some
No.
bologna, put some bologna on an egg sandwich with
To
cheese.
me, those meats are like
Come
desperate hurricane, like when you
Yeah.
have nothing else in the fridge.
The Vienna sausages.
Yeah, like you find
Yeah.
5-year-old can of spam and you threw it together with some rice and you're like, okay, it's a meal.
A good hot dog occasionally. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
down
You
with
can
that.
get a nitrate-free ones and
Sure.
a little bit better.
Yeah, you can get a vegan hot dog.
Danny, we'll see you
Too much
tonight
sodium.
at the Black Eyed
Alright.
Peas.
Yep.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, later.
Bye.
All right, folks, let me just take a quick break and need to adjust the AC again today. For some reason, the phone app just isn't working for me. All right, give me one quick second here. Let me get it sorted out.
Do you own a 1996 to 2016 Honda vehicle? There is an ongoing urgent safety recall regarding faulty Takata airbag inflators in Honda vehicles in the Cayman Islands. As affected vehicles get older, a combination of high temperatures and humidity can affect airbag inflators with the fault. If you're involved in a collision, the airbag can go off with too much explosive force, causing sharp metal fragments to shoot out and kill or seriously injure people in the vehicle. To check whether your vehicle is affected, go to HondaCayman.com/recalls. Honda will replace any defective airbag inflators completely free of charge. Contact the Car City service team to arrange this. Please take the time to check if your vehicle is affected by this urgent safety recall by going to HondaCayman.com/recalls now. Do you own a 1996 to 2016 Honda?
All right, folks, welcome back. Happy Friday. So good to see all of you today. Roll call. Shall we do roll call? Yes, we shall. Oh, got my handy water. Hi. Where do we begin this morning? Let's begin with a little bit of roll call. Everton, Siobhan, Stephanie, over 300 and odd people already on the live stream. Dean, Alba, Buenos Dias, Cece McLaughlin, Debbie Bodden. Miss Olive says, I'm sitting in the front of the class, first chair on the right next to the teacher. Ooh, honey child, you're a good student. Another person says, I'm present on the radio, mama. Shaka Zulu, good morning. Damaris, Marshall, Wee Wee. Irvlin says, pleasant good morning. I boil a big pot of tea to share with everyone this morning. Try not burn on them out. Buenos dias, Erica, Siobhan. Oh my gosh, you're only 3 or 4 years old in 1994. Oh my goodness. Strong Wilt. Yes, sir. Miss Sherry Ann, good morning to you. Olivia, Marshall claims OJ didn't do it. Just because he was found innocent doesn't mean he didn't do it, honey child. I think we know that. Mm-mm. I believe he did it or had something to do with it. And I mean, it was just such a good, well kept secret. I always hope, though, that on his death, he would maybe try to cleanse his soul and do like a little secret note, open this with the will kind of thing. And then he really confesses, not just write a fictional book about if I did do it. That dude, guilty as sin, Debbie. I agree with you. Morning to Miss Emma. Shaka Zulu says that they're pursuing the estate now, the Daily Mail. Oh, good. As well, they should. Everton says that it's sad when people have to rejoice over the guy. Let him rest in peace. I'm not sure it's about rejoicing. I think it's about, okay, finally, the people that he had something to do with their demise, maybe they can finally rest in peace. So, you know, I don't have any sympathy for people like OJ. Good morning, Charm. Tess. Robert is in the house. Leroy is here. Miss Nikki. How you doing, honey chow? Joining us from Vero. Is that Vero Beach or which Vero? Luis is in the house. Morning to Debbie. She says good morning to Zeus. Dory's here. Aliano, I see you. First Lady Jayanne. Okay, Romeo in the house. Yes, sir. Hashtag Don Foster's voice. K-Mankind is here. Good morning, honey chill. Vicky says cornmeal porridge so hot it'll burn me. Friday gonna be hot, says Vicky. Well, I was feeling a little bit of heat, so I adjusted the AC. Morning, Daphne. Happy birthday to your little one. Fendi is all of 12 years old already. These kids are growing up so fast. Buenos dias, Emma. Aliano, we don't got time to talk about OJ. Forget about him. Listening on YouTube. Yes, Vero Beach. Nice. Rosedale, good morning. All right, honey chow. Let's start with why all of you are here this morning, because I reckon I know. If I had my little crystal ball, I would say that all of you are here because you're expecting me to answer the question that was posed yesterday. Oh, let me send out my links to my YouTube people, my WhatsApp people. Sorry. Forgot. Honey chow, hold on. Y'all are like, send the links, please. Send the links. All right, hold on, honey chow. I don't know where to begin. Where do I begin? Some days I am legitimately at a loss of where to begin with the hot mess that we find ourselves in. Because the truth of the matter is this. I'll later on in the show, I'm going to address the likes of Jaron Carter and Ryan Ebanks. They're gonna get dealt with. Don't worry about them. But what I want to say is that it actually pains my heart, like in a real way, to have to talk about our people, Caymanians. Because the truth of the matter is, I know how many people listen to the show, and people are obviously very in tune. They love the program. People from all different walks of life stop me on a regular basis and talk about how much they listen to the program. And I want nothing but success for our people. I want everyone to rise to the top and to be successful. I mean, I think the pie is big enough where that really shouldn't be that difficult, right? We just have to do our part. But I don't support, I kind of chuckled yesterday when somebody said, oh God, the way that, because I was talking about Jaron, they said, oh my goodness, the way that Sandy goes after her family, I don't want to be related to her. I'm like, people are so stupid and so small-minded that it does shock me at times, right? Because I hold my family to the same level that I hold everybody else. Remember when the narrative used to be like, oh, she doesn't out her own family? Now it's like, oh, I'm targeting my own family because I talk about Jaron and his messiness and other people in the family. No. You don't think that I would be so happy for my family members to be out there doing the right thing. But if they're not, you think I'm going to be the one to cloak them up in their foolishness? No, honey chia. A lot of them have had amazing opportunities that they have managed to completely waste. And that's on them. But it does pain me that Caymanians refuse to do their part in all facets of life. And we think we should get a pass just because we're Caymanians, just because we're family. It's such a disappointment, really. Politicians are no exception. When they disappoint me, especially this group, I really feel it. Because as you guys know, I was supportive of giving this group a chance at the leadership element in this country. And boy, some of them have failed spectacularly. So much so that everybody is like, oh, that's why you can't give these newcomers any chance. And it's not even about them being newcomers. It's about them having, in some cases, no moral compass whatsoever. They have no sense. You know, them old people used to give us some pretty decent advice, you know. It wasn't always eloquent, but it just made good sense. And we're going to talk about some of those things. Some of Aunt Lottie's words of wisdom. And so, in my mind, when an MP gets himself embroiled in a scandal, it's because they truly do not have any sense. Remember when this group first got in, I did a show. Some of you might not remember, actually, because this, oh gosh, I'm trying to fix this. This keeps clinking at me. This show wasn't on radio, but we were on social media. And I did a show that I said to the, I'm going to see if I can find it and give you all the link. That I said to the MPs, in particular ministers, it was entitled Ministers Behaving Badly or something like that. I said to them, listen, you literally just got in. They'd taken a trip to the BRAC and there was all sorts of stories circulating. Jaron is in class. He's here. Oh, welcome, Jaron. Welcome. Because I like to be able to address you directly. So I hope you're paying attention. And yes, I'll have some comments for you and your little friend, Ryan. So go call Ryan. Tell him he'll want to tune in as well. You guys aren't the most important ones, but we'll get to you in time. Yeah, sit in the back of the classroom. As a matter of fact, pedophiles should have a separate section outside the classroom looking in the window because we don't mess with y'all. Anyway, I did a show about the fact that these MPs had just gotten in, first trip to the BRAC, and Jaron said he had come give me a visit. Oh, no. I have an underage daughter, so you're not permitted anywhere near me, honey jail. Don't worry, Jaron. You and I gotta have a chat, you know. Because you tries to take me on, Bobo, but you're not ready. You're not ready, not at all. I come into you. You're not really the focus. Just relax yourself, looking through the window. So I did a whole thing on ministers behaving badly. And at the time, it was because people were in the BRAC saying how these ministers went there. I can't remember what event they went there for even. And they just did not seem capable of being professional. You know? Jaron, you're so disgusting. You're really a disgusting person. Y'all see what he's saying about my 9-year-old daughter? Not even 7-year-old. If you had any doubt in your mind that Justin is a POS, Jaron, sorry, is a POS and a really disgusting person, look at the comment that he just made about a child. Don't worry. You're going to mess with the wrong underage girl and somebody will fix you. I'm still waiting for the police to deal with you. You just sit tight. Anyway, we did this thing about listen. I said, listen, MPs, ministers in particular, you've gotten your chance. How hard can it be for you to go in there for 4 years and just focus on the people's business that they are paying you to do? I thought to myself, this should be relatively easy. You know, one of the things that people had, you can take somebody, there's different variations of this. You can take somebody out of the pig pen, but you can't take the pig pen out of them kind of attitude. In other words, you can change the environment, but you cannot. The environmental change doesn't do anything to the person themselves. Some of y'all are just committed to being ghetto, to being, disgusting, perverts. You have no respect for women, just the whole 9 yards. You can dress up the pig and put lipstick on it and it's still a pig. We can put you in the best suits. We can have you sitting in caucus and parliament and giving you Tahoes to drive. And still, it doesn't change anything on the inside. In fact, what it does is it gives them the misconception that they're somehow above reproach, they're above morality, they're above the law, the whole 9 yards. And this is sad because we talk about on a regular basis the need to hold people accountable. Accountability doesn't apply just to corporate Cayman. It doesn't apply just to civil servants alone. I keep saying it time and time again. It applies to all of us. Right? We need to hold ourselves accountable. And I say this often, and I want to say it again this morning. This isn't about expecting people to be perfect. We have all made poor decisions. We've all screwed up. We've all done stuff that we're less than proud of. I remember some years ago when Joelle Francis was host over at Radio Cayman Midday Show, and this was a big collective gasp around the island when a very religious elderly person called into the show and they were talking about people cheating and all this kind of stuff. And Joelle, very fresh, but on point, said, well, have you ever cheated? Haven't you ever had an extramarital affair? And everybody's like, oh my God. But you know what was so interesting is in that moment, that was a moment of collective truth for this country. Because yes, when people get of a particular age, they're so old and crusted up, they don't have nothing else to do. Nobody not gonna be knocking boots to them, although now they're gonna be getting involved in these deathbed marriages to give people status. They're not got the energy or the Viagra no more to be able to be out there cheating. So all of a sudden they can become the best Christians in their old age. But pretty much every single one of them. And this is why I laugh when some of them be like, oh, that's Sandy. And I said, honey, child, please. I've never claimed to be an angel. I have done my ish. But when I compare myself to some of you all, I would almost be like an angel. Even collectively take everything that I've done. Because some of y'all are messy beyond messy. I have 4 little skeletons in my closet. You got a whole catalog When you press the open the skeleton closet, it's like they all tumble out and more come in. As the good people say, every angel, what it is, every sinner has a past. And every angel, no, how we go again? No, every sinner has a past. And every, how the rest of it go? Every sinner? No, every angel has a past and every sinner has a future. Something like that. Okay. So yes, we've all been there, done that, probably to some extent. The problem becomes when you have leaders in this country that you're actually paying a salary. Listen, I'm not business if Johan is out there fornicating, carrying on the most in the streets. You know when it becomes my business? Is when he puts himself out there for public office. Or he puts himself in the public domain trying to be a family man, claiming he's a family man, claiming he's a person of principle and all this kind of stuff. Up in church, claiming to be a Christian. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, no, honey child. You better step back. Fall back. That's the difference. You don't get to pretend to be this when the streets are out here talking about how messy you are. Yeah? That's what I keep telling y'all. If you want to live a private life, even yesterday we were talking about this reality TV show, don't put yourself out there. Just stay in your little corner. Like I said, everybody in Cayman is like 85% of you are cheating. Yes, you got multiple girlfriends, multiple this, multiple that. Do you? Most people can snicker about it, of course. But it's not going to become a national conversation. And this is the problem that I have, is that we have to waste time now having a national conversation about ministers of government who can't keep their little willy-nilly in their pants. Why? Get it together. This is not what we, the people, are paying you for. We want you to be professional. But since y'all are messy and you can't be professional, well, Lord God, I'm here for it. No, sir. All right. So back in 2020, looks like it was probably around November the 10th. I had a conversation about this BRAC weekend. What was being said, and I'm like, can y'all please try to behave yourself? Stop. Listen, every one of them MPs supposed to be married, yes? Do we have any that are single? Well, married and long. I think Isaac is single, but he's in a long-term relationship. As far as I know, they're all married. And they get our vote and our confidence because they want to portray themselves as, oh yeah, I go to church. I'm a man of the cloth and I believe in family and I believe in family values. And when it comes election time, they're out there parading their families around, right? And trying to get votes. They bring out the kids, they bring out the wife, having them sit there, you know, getting them votes. And it's like, oh yes, this man is a committed family man. When the reality is something different though, it's a problem. So there were early signs from back in November of 2020. They took this BRAC trip, and mind you, they'd just gotten in, you know. I mean, they did not even give themselves much time to start misbehaving. It was like, my God, messy. All right. I issued a warning, a call for caution. Let's put it that way. Warning shots were issued. I never called no names. I didn't get too deep in the conversation. I can tell you that under the leadership of Wayne Panton, he was not happy with what he was hearing. And all of them, oh, Sandy, it wasn't me. And I don't know where your sources, where you can. And I said, all right. You know, one thing I believe in is just sitting back sometimes, watching, listening, and saying nothing. Y'all don't know how many times I say nothing when I know something. Sorry, somebody said November 2021. I don't even think it was November, you know. No, man. It was before then. When did they take that BRAC trip? I can find it because it wasn't even that long after they got elected. I think within 2 months, they were in the BRAC with their foolishness. I'll have to go back. Anyway, it would have, yes, you're right. It would have been 2021, but it wasn't. When did they get in? Like May, April? It was probably even by as early as June. It's a same trip that Kathy Ann and her people went to the BRAC that same weekend. If we can remember when that would have been. Anyway, I talked about it. And they all got up in their feelings. Boy, Sandy watching us, yeah. You see, they were somehow confused that because I was supportive of them during the election, and yes, we really went out there and tried to support them to the best of our ability, give them a chance. They really thought that that meant and extended to they could do anything and it would be ignored. They didn't expect accountability from CMR, and I don't know why they would have thought that. Right? So when I called them, and I think a lot of them were actually quite a bit surprised. And I said to them, I said, let this be a warning to you all. You are MPs. And to be very, very clear, right? There are people who want to see you guys fail. The whole PPM group, Al, they're not no better than some of these boys when it comes to the frolicking and the everything else. Now, Jaron told me he apologizing out of respect for the little 9-year-old. First of all, she's 7. But Jaron, don't mention my daughter's name again if you know what's good for you. Because trust me, if there's any reason I would thump you, it would be for my child. I don't even want you thinking about her. If I get any indication that your wavelength is thinking about my child, you and I gonna have a more serious problem than you'll ever know. In fact, the least you say to me, Jaron, the better for you, you know. I haven't really addressed you properly yet, and you don't seem to understand that. You don't seem to understand that I know way more and I could say way more, but you keep playing with me. I got to thump you with the truth, and that is what you can't handle. Keep it up. He said he waiting. All right. Keep it up, honey child. We might have to go into a little bit overtime today. Just for you. So, folks, unfortunately, some people don't listen very well. Jaron's another example of people who don't listen. They had so hard. So we had this conversation, this dialogue. And like I said, part of me really believes that they just never thought that they would be held accountable, right? Well, like I said, that's my job. That's what I'm here to do. And nobody gets a pass. I have had conversations with these guys about the fact that, yes, there are people who definitely want to see you fail. And what that means is, you know, not only will they sit back and monitor your every move and have eyes and ears everywhere, but they will also the second you trip, they're going to put it out there that you fell. They're not even giving you the opportunity to fall. They're going to say, yep, there we go. Look at them foolishness that they're going on with. First trip to the BRAC. They're misbehaving. I'm going to get the exact date. Don't worry. First trip to the BRAC. They're here misbehaving already. Anyway, they were up in an upheaval. Oh, Sam did this and that. Blah, 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 blah. I said, listen, if the cap don't fit, why are you complaining? If you weren't in the mix and it don't have nothing to do with you, you wouldn't take offense to what I said. The people know who they were and the things that they were saying that were inappropriate. They became slack too quickly. And the reason that they could become slack so quickly is because this is something that they had been doing for a long time. You see, people don't just jump up one day and change their stripes, right? So if these guys had been faithful to their wives, good fathers, good family members, whatever, it's not like the second that they get into political office, there's a switch that changed. The truth of the matter is they were engaging in that behavior before. It's only now that they have a low position and a low power, right? That they can do even more. They have access, they have money. Because some of them were on the verge of bankruptcy before they got into political office. And politics is very good to them. That is why you see so many people running to be a politician. It has nothing to do with us, we the people, what is in the best interest of the people. It's an easy, fast, and good payday. You tell me where else in the world do people make $12,000 a month, in excess of $12,000 a month, and don't even have a high school education, some of them? Have histories that are questionable, right? Dabbled in drugs, drug dealing, drug running, all sorts of stuff. Where else in the world do you make that kind of money with that kind of history? And it's so easy. It's a sad indictment on all of us, really. And it is also very, very unfortunate that they don't even see the bigger picture, which is like, okay, the people of this country have given me an opportunity to work on their behalf. And so all I have to do, it almost seems easy. All I have to do is just toe the line, behave myself, for lack of a better term. And it just, it's impossible. It appears to be impossible for them to do so. So it's, you try to talk to them, come full circle, and then nothing happens. They don't behave, they don't do any better. They just continue. I mean, when I tell you that I'm so disappointed, progressives, like I said, for the most part, they're no better. They are no better. I mean, I don't want y'all to think that this is about party politics, one party being better than the other. I'm going to put 90% of them in the exact same boat. And in fact, it is unusual for a male. Females, not so bad, although we see some of them have a attraction to their drivers driving them. Females tend to be a bit better. But the men really just don't care. I mean, it is unbelievable, right? Unbelievable that ministers of government get in people's DMs and have conversations with them. People that they don't even know. This is a thing. I'm like, these guys are so stupid. I mean, it just blows my mind. Seriously. It is absolutely shocking. Yeah? Have a think about this. A minister of our government can go overseas, get in people's DMs, having conversations with someone that he does not even know who he's having a conversation with. And within seconds of that conversation, I have everything in writing. Every bit of the conversation. This is how sloppy our officials are. This is when I say to them, you cannot be serious. It is just absolutely unbelievable. And so, to be fair as I can be, I will say to these guys, listen, this is what people are saying. This is what's out there. Can you stop the misbehaving? Now, you know, they like to think that I'm a fool, evidently. And I was born this size. And I say, poor them. I mean, really and truly, poor them. It's interesting when I bring it to them and they deny it, and I'm looking at black and white evidence, and I'm like, really? Somebody say the women better, being sneaky with it. Well, maybe they're just not as messy, and even in that, there is a lesson about all of this. So a lot of times I will hear things and I'll have information come to me. And I simply wait. I sit back. Because what were we saying yesterday? If it don't come out in the wash, it's going to come out in the rents. There's no need to always jump on it immediately. Right? Boy, they're trying to pressure me this morning as we speak. The message is flying. Oh, the minister is threatening legal action. Yeah. I'm so sure you are. I'm so sure that you are. Blowing up people's phone calls this morning. Sandy can't have this conversation on the radio. I'm going to sue y'all. We should be suing you for your sloppy, nasty, dirty ways. That's who needs to be sued. Trust me. Yes, sir. Pressure busting this morning. There have been rumors circulating for quite some time about a particular minister and his PA. The rumors never just started this week. I'm going to address it now because it's at a feverish pitch. Right? And is it not the responsibility of this show to address what the people are talking about in the community? You think when I got that message yesterday about, oh, this minister having an affair with his PA and the wife went and told her out and blah, blah, blah. Y'all think that that was the first time that I heard this and knew about it? Let me be very clear. Somebody says, what is DM? Direct messaging, private messaging. Like getting into their DMs is like going on Instagram and directly messaging them, private messaging them. That wasn't the first time. The allegation is, let's talk about the allegation, shall we? The allegation is that a minister, I'm going to show y'all what the message said. Wife went down to the government building, and I'm going to tell y'all where the statement needs to be corrected. It said yesterday, and made a scene about her husband sleeping with his PA. Johan, if you don't want to be in class and you don't want to be part of the conversation, by all means, I'm going to suggest you simply leave. This is going to be the day that you'll get blocked. Instead of you coming with your ridiculous comments, your best bet is to sit back in the classroom and have nothing to say. You don't think it's a matter of national, nobody said it was a national emergency or a national matter that your government ministers waste so much of their time and energy chasing puss instead of chasing the people's business, instead of making policy decisions and working on our behalf? You don't think that that's a national discussion? That they're traveling with PAs? That they're spending time frolicking with and doing the most out in these streets? Sit down and shut up. That would be the best advice I have for you. Yes, I'm going to tell you guys all about the allegations. So you see this message here, hearing so-and-so, wife went government building, making a scene about his personal PA sleeping with him. What a mess. The real story is I got wind of this last week. You know why? You know why? Because it came up in caucus. This came up in caucus. In fact, let me tell y'all how bad this is. They're trying to now throw McKeever under the bus and say, oh, this is McKeever's doing. He started this rumor. Now, everybody know McKeever not no angel. I mean, let's be clear about that. We're not giving him no passes. But don't blame Mac. He's an easy scapegoat because he told the minister what you need to stop doing, because you know McKeever fresh still. Of course. What you need to stop doing when he get vexed with you, he got to throw out your dirt laundry in your face. So be it. What you need to stop doing is stop sleeping with your PA. That's what you need to stop doing. Now McKeever tell him. Yeah. Okay, McKeever said that. Mm-hmm. Like I said, pot calling the kettle black. Let's be clear here. Then people started talking about it. I got a phone call from last week. Now, I want to be very clear about these allegations. The wife of said minister has denied that she ever said anything to the woman. I guess she got denied ever finding text messages to show that her husband has been fooling around, not with just one, but multiple women. She's never addressed her husband. She's never addressed the woman. This story don't go. So she is denying this. And I only can tell you what her position is. Of course, I can understand why she deny it, because you want to make sure that your husband continues to be a minister. Because some of y'all want to quit your jobs and kick up your feet. Let me tell y'all what the streets are even saying about that situation. People, wives of ministers have to quit jobs in order to try and keep an eye on their husbands. You got time to be chasing after man to keep an eye on him. PAs going on trips that previous PAs never been on before. Every time the minister jumps on the plane, here comes the PA. Traveling with the minister, up under the minister. Let me tell y'all something about Caymanians. Caymanians mind other people's business more than they mind their own business. They've been piecing things together. And all of a sudden, in the last week, it has been converging. The story has been coming together. Now she said she never confronted the woman. She never called her a monkey, as the story goes. Okay, no problem. But the story has been growing legs about this relationship for quite some time. This not just this week. This not just last week. Last week, this other piece of the puzzle came into play that alleges that the wife was confronting her. She's saying it never happened. All right, honey jam. All right, honey boo-boo. But what you don't know, or what you probably don't think people know, wifey, is how much the streets are talking, including the family members of said PA. Let me tell y'all something. When you come from certain families in Georgetown, certain core families, right? Every family gathering that they have, they sit down and talk people business within the family. And it has been talked way before this, that this PA who had her house in foreclosure could go from having it taken out of foreclosure because of the kindness of said minister, could have the house taken out of foreclosure to adding on an apartment onto the place, to all of a sudden having so many designer bags that she could be taken to Instagram and posting about, oh, look at my whole slew of designer bags. Now, it doesn't help the PA that she already has a reputation for giving man jacket. I mean, I'm just saying. She not no angel. Yeah? Let me tell you how the stories go. Allegedly. Put allegedly in front of everything today. Easter time. Easter just passed the other day. Said minister going around making the rounds to all the campsites because, you know, I'll keep y'all happy around Easter time. Goes to her campsite. Well, like, did the minister come? I didn't see him. Yeah, he came and left already. What? Get that little secondary phone. Bling, 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 bling. I'm in the bushes. How you didn't come and see me? Acting like she the friggin' man wife. She the woman. Y'all don't understand that some of these side pieces don't know their place. And they get very, very jealous. Quick. And if the wife didn't do it yet, that's just because she's soft. And I mean, given where she's from and stuff like that, she not no Caymanian, so I guess I wouldn't expect any different from her anyway. She'll sit there and take it. She'll take the licks. Literally, figuratively, everything. That's all right. That's good on you. Because if it was just the one PA that the allegations are about, that would be one thing. But you think it just that one PA? Like I said, these families talk. Multiple cousins within the family talking about how they've been with this same minister. These are Georgetowners. They're family to me. Now, I don't go to their gatherings, but them talk and them talk and them talk and them talk. I'm like, how many people in the same family you going to be screwing? And truth be known, they also your own family. Y'all think this is a joke? It's not a joke. Serious times are upon the Cayman Islands right now. And this is what we got going on. You see, people see things and they hear things and they start to put things together. Instagram, give me 1 second. I can bring you guys back in. Every hour in the hour now, Instagram stops. So hold on. It's a new limitation in Instagram Live. Yep. That's right, TD. You got it. You got it. So people talk and people see things that in the moment their brain isn't always able to process it, but eventually it comes full circle. Like the one person who saw them cozy up in Miami, a little bit too close for comfort. And then when she looked at him like, what the hell? They parted. But then you see, when you're dealing with these young girls as your side piece, you got to be careful because they have less sense than you. She got to be flashing people a look. Like, what's your problem? Like, really? You just got caught snuggling up to the minister and you got the audacity to give people looks? You better go sit down. You see, these people can't deny nothing, you know. You can get on with the right people all you want this morning, threatening legal action, but come with it. Because there's a lot of people that can fill in the blanks. Seriously. Your little girl messy, and so are you. And like I said, if she was the only one, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But y'all don't have the decency to try and, even when you're messing, like them old people say, don't mess where you, don't eat where you mess. And they don't say it quite as nice as that, right? There's a reason why you don't do that, where you try to keep the professional line straight. Don't be blurring your professional lines with people. It's absolutely ridiculous. So what I can tell you is that yesterday, all of this came to a feverish pitch everywhere. Even in a group, listen to this now. Even in Sherry Ann's group, which all the ministers are in, people forwarding what each other saying, naming the minister, and he's sitting there reading the messages. He does not say a single word. He don't say nothing, not even quay. The cat is out of the bag, I hate to tell you. Right? Such a sad indictment, I think, on all of us. It's sad that young civil servants, and this isn't something that just happened last week. The allegation surrounding this relationship is that it has been going on for years, from when she went government. Was let go from another private sector job, got job up in government, and getting super cozy with the minister. Why? You know, I have a family member who works for government. You know, she said something to me that made sense. She's like, Sandy, if I ever have to travel on official business, if I can help it, I don't even travel on the same flight as the minister or my superiors. If I do, I don't want to sit by them on the plane. Make them sit in first class. I'm not going to be sitting with them. I don't want a hotel room on the same floor as them. She separates herself, right? She's not going to be seen with just her by herself out having dinner with the minister in Miami or wherever they travel to. There's no need for her to want to travel every single time the minister's about to go somewhere. The very appearance of this behavior and how slack people get with it is absolutely flabbergasting. Like I said, it's like people have lost their good senses. Minister, you could go up to somebody and put your hands on people's parts and talk about how you miss them as a married man and as a minister of government in this country. And just because you don't think that nobody heard and overheard and saw the transaction, y'all are sloppy. Sloppy. Very, very sloppy. But it speaks to who you are, doesn't it? I don't care. Don't care one bit. No scruples, as them old people would say. No brought up say. You know how bad this is? That the minister has put people on boards. And the rumor then starts, oh, this is also one of the side pieces. The girl don't have no experience. Young girl don't have no experience. Oh, but I'm trying to elevate young people. Listen, having them jump on you in your private parts, not really elevating them, you know. They're bringing them down in the eyes of the community. That's not no elevation. How is that elevating people? But you see, what the minister fails to understand, there have been other people who have put young people on boards and women on boards, whatever, and people not talking about the fact that they're sleeping with them. So why is it that everybody talking about who you sleeping with? And what you doing? You think because they don't like you? Because you're a little black Georgetowner? That ain't got nothing to do with it. It's because there are too many people in the streets who know your business and who are talking it. Since you're calling people this morning, but you want to sue people, ask yourself this question. How many other members of your current government called you after that incident last week and had a conversation with you about trying to clean up your mess, and you must be careful? Your own friends, your own ministers in your government, y'all are in it together right now. Thick as thieves. How they gonna call you and try and give you advice on how to cheat better if you're not cheating? Were you denying it to them when they were talking to you? I'm curious to know now. Since y'all want to blame poor McKeever, put the blame on him this morning. He not got nothing to do with it. Yeah, he tell you must stop slopping where you eat or eating where you slop. But he not the only one in caucus and cabinet that had a conversation with you about it. So all of this is made up, right? This is all a big lie. People are out to get you. I mean, like the good old people say, right? People gonna talk, and everything people talk is not gonna always go so, but it's not far from so. And there's too many so-sos and so-sos over here, over here, over here, yeah. And some of you are so incredibly sloppy because some of the people you dealing with, I cannot even believe it. All kind of drug heads and all kind of thing. And they can't hold water. You think they're holding water? You want to see the messages that they be sending people and the proof of what it is that y'all doing? I don't think you do, because that would be the end of you for sure. Don't push the envelope too much, Naina. When you're threatening lawsuits, be careful. Because when it comes to defamation, the one singular thing that will have you walking out that courthouse saying, hallelujah, another victory, is the truth. And people know the truth. People are not stupid. That's the takeaway that all of you need to understand today. People know the truth. People have been talking for a minute, a good hot minute. Yesterday, I was shocked at how many people, 99.9% of you who messaged me, and I wasn't confirming nothing in terms of the identity of the parties, y'all knew exactly who these people were. One person even sent me a voice note. Let me see her now. And the contents of that was like, man, Sandy, I've seen it for a while now, you know, but I didn't want to believe that the minister was this stupid. Well, they said the movements of the PA was giving things away. Because again, she young and dumb. Never had nothing. So now you're a cat woman and you don't even know how to move right. This is what separates like the amateur side chicks from the professionals, you know? You know, everybody like, listen, Prince William's had a side chick, but listen, his side chick, never in a million years are you going to be able to tell by her movements what's going on. Because you go down to the lowest on the totem pole and you get sloppy with these people. They don't have nothing to lose. They're ready to give husband jacket and he come right back to them. So what? Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. Now, if I can sit back and tell you that I have on good authority that this same minister has had numerous extramarital affairs, I at least know of 5 people. It's like, where the stick not being dipped? Seriously? Were you not dipping it? Every hole? It's like, come on. I don't know, boy. It's like epically slack, to be quite frank. And yes, somebody said yesterday, well, why do we care? We care because she don't need to be going on all these trips with the minister. That's our money that's spending to make her go on these trips. What he does with his own money, that's his business. If I were him, I'd be saving it up. So when you don't get in next election, you got a plan B of how to continue the lifestyle that you have come to enjoy. I'm just saying, what is the plan B? Look at this, Odell in the house. Odell, you feeling all right today? I mean, seriously? Try and sort yourself out. This ain't it. It's not a good look. Instead of y'all talking about suing me, what you need to do is make sure that you're above reproach so that people in this community are not in group messages with all 300-400 people calling up your name for sleeping with your PA. It's not got nothing to do with me, The other problem is, I gotta be honest with you. When you have civil servants as the people who are involved, and I've said this before as it relates to Chris Saunders, and I want to say it again to all of these elected government officials. When you target civil servants as your conquests, there is an inherent problem with that. And that is why to this day, we do not have any protection in law. That sexual harassment bill that the previous Premier Wayne Panton was pushing for under this administration will never get passed. You know why? Because too many of them are dirty. Too many of them are dirty, including the leadership. Go straight to the top and work your way down. They would run afoul of this law themselves. They be messaging civil servants, harassing young girls just coming back from university, wanting to get in their panties, wanting to be with them. And let's be very clear. When you're young and you're just starting out in your professional career, this kind of pressure should never be placed on you. They gonna help you get jobs. They gonna do this, they gonna do that. The reason we care is because there are abuses happening simultaneously. Because of these relationships, all of a sudden, family members getting jobs because they screwing so-and-so sister. They call in for meetings with the deputy governor. I want to personally introduce you. Yet they claim that they can't interfere in the civil service and blah, blah, blah. But that's funny. I want to personally introduce you to this person who's seeking employment. Why does that person get an audience? Why is that person special? Why is a particular minister pushing for certain people to get a job? Just because you're screwing his sister? That is where the convergence of the problem arises. This is why, Johan, it is a national problem. This is why we all should be concerned and worried about these types of allegations swirling around heavily in our community. I'm not saying that this is a case of sexual harassment, Rough Seas. I'm expanding the conversation into this is why we will never get legislation protecting women in this country, protecting civil servants from sexual harassment, because they are engaging in that. I told y'all what Chris Saunders was doing to his people in his office too. Got these civil servants scared to death, crying, afraid of losing their jobs. You don't think that, Johan, is an issue of national concern? It undermines everything in this community, and it's ridiculous. It's a serious problem. Let me be very, very clear. When you work in an environment where there are people, there's a hierarchy, and there are people above you in that hierarchy, whether it's politically, they're your chief officer, whatever, you should never be in a position where you engage in a relationship with those individuals. Even if you claim that you consented to it, anywhere in the world, the Western world, that you look at the definition of these things, those types of relationships are not permitted, because it is too easy to coerce someone just because of your position. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If the little messenger boy comes up to you and makes a pass at you, y'all can suck your teeth at him and tell him off and this and that in the government elevator building. If a minister of government does the exact same thing, your very response, because of who that person is, your very response is different. Because, oh my God, that's the minister. Right? That's problematic. That is problematic. That's why the ministers themselves have a responsibility to not engage in any kind of sexual relationship in their workplace. That is on them. Checky says, what? But you're contradicting yourself. Didn't you get favors because of who you know? You fought to get this position you have today. Anywhere in the world, people get job for people. What position are you talking about? What job do I have? So you see, when people like this come in a conversation with their fake accounts and they don't have a clue what they're talking about. And I don't have a clue what they're talking about either, because I would like to know what supposed favors and position that I get. Who gave me CMR? Sean, please. This is something I started myself out of my own pocket. Nobody didn't give me nothing. Let me be very, very clear. Whoever feeding you that cockamamie story, you should try to fact check it. Right? No. Don't come in here and try and make this about me and try and take away whatever you might perceive as my job and what I'm doing here. Exactly, Damien. Who is Cheeky? I would love to know too. I bet you if we go and have a look, we'll see that it's a fake account. Be crystal clear about what it is you're saying, Cheeky. Because nothing no go so. Other talk show hosts had to go and beg money to get their platform started. Not me, Bobo. Oh no. I didn't ask anybody for a single dollar. Not even my own husband at the time. That's like when he tell people that he don't have no interest in CMR. He don't have no, that's right. I'm the sole proprietor, the sole owner. Yeah. Me and me alone. Nobody else. I don't know what position you're talking about. Your position make you get certain. What position? What are you talking about? But you see, somebody says, don't make the comments distract you. That's what Cheeky is here for, to distract. Let's stay focused on the conversation, Cheeky. The conversation is about elected officials. In case y'all haven't gotten the memo, I'm not an elected official. Did y'all miss that? Yeah. The people have not elected me to work on their behalf. Some might argue I do it anyway. But let's be very, very clear. I don't have an obligation to the people of this country to do anything. You have elected ministers of government, MPs, who waste more time frolicking in the streets and doing nothing instead of working on behalf of the people of this country. Somebody say, yep, from the time that minister won this last election, the wife been threatening divorce because of these cheating allegations. Well, she can hold her position because God knows the bills got to get paid. That's fine. But once again, they think that people don't know. The minister himself has gone around telling people, but he won't leave his wife. I guess she probably don't know that either. That's too bad. Like I said, people talks. People talks. Not much is secret in this community. You fart West Bay and the people north side smelling it. Look at Johan talking about Cameron is cheeky. Child, please. Unbelievable. Y'all need to stop being so messy. My God. Somebody said to try and block him. I think we might just have to do that. I'm curious, though. I want to see what the account looks like before we do any blocking. Let me see if we can pull up Cheeky. Hold on, Cheeky. Cheeky, we coming for you. Say something else, Cheeky, so I can find you again. Where is Cheeky? Cheeky. You got time to find us today, though. Yes, honey chill. What a hot mess. He better not fool enough to mess around on the people talking about Johan. Child, please. Johan would get slapped so quick he wouldn't know what hit him. So where do we go really from here now, right? I mean, that's the question. Everybody in the community is talking about this. And, Caymanians enjoy just talking and sharing information and gossiping. And it's like, okay, what do we do now? Well, I mean, undoubtedly, the minister and the wife, everybody can deny it now, although the streets are talking. Like I said this morning, if it was only the one person, that would be okay. That wouldn't be so bad, wifey. But when you're talking about 4, 5, 6 people, Lord God, how many more that we don't even know anything about? Somebody's doing the thing, says definitely a fake account. Of course it is. Of course. Of course. When people in the streets talking about you have to quit your job to be able to keep an eye on your husband, I think you might have bigger problems than worrying about what CMR got to say about it. You might actually want to consider marriage counseling if you want to save the marriage. And some of you women, let me be very, very clear now. Some of you women are happy with men cheating on you. You don't say anything wrong with that. As long as they bring it home and paying the bills, you're like, that's the price that you have to pay. I know. I'm well aware of the score. Some of you turn the other face. And then you see another cheating one over here, you got turned back this way. You see another cheating one over here, you got turned the other face. I'm aware. Y'all don't have no problems with it. They beat you physically and all this kind of stuff, and you turn a blind eye to it. What I want you to know is the sad thing is that the community knows these things and the community talks about these things. So don't think for 1 minute that you're fooling anybody with a facade of a happy, healthy marriage and relationship. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandy. Hot topic. I'm so tired of hearing about these people. Now, why don't you start talking about me and Johan Moxon?
You and Johan? What you and Johan got going on?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Lord have mercy.
I wouldn't want you to be my wife because, boy, I tell you what, you got the memory of an elephant.
Well, Dexter, I'm going to be honest with you. The problem here is that these people are so messy and that there's so many stories and so many allegations swirling around them all the time.
I know it. But you know what? These people getting an argument. It's called foreplay because they don't know how to turn each other on. Otherwise,
Thank you, my dear.
anyway, Sandy, I won't waste your time.
Have a good one.
Same to you. You have a wonderful and safe weekend.
Thanks, you too. Well, Johan did say yesterday, if the price is right, even Frank Schilling could talk to him. I think he set the price at $10 million. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I mean, it's very, very unfortunate. Johan really sees nothing wrong with cheating. Gosh, Pilar, I'd be worried if I were you. I think he knows Pilar would kill him, but I'm just saying, you know, she a West Bear. She not gonna mess with Johan. If he thought that he could get away with it, he could do it. Now, some of you cheeky seeky says, all right, we all know that minister is an damn hoe from morning. So whether you call him out or not, he's still gonna be a hoe. Okay, then. And he can do that. He can do that. He can be out in the streets doing the most on his own time. Not on our time, not when we're paying him. This is where it's a problem. Right? So we don't have, I see Sylvana said, well, you have to remember where he's coming from, and it's not fair to compare him from other people who apparently have come from somewhere better. I'm like, huh? I'm confused. Good morning, caller.
Auntie Sandy.
Johan, you called in before 10:30?
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm calling in because laugh is laugh, joke is joke. But at the end of the day, the reality is this. It's not really about the topic of cheat, you know, because Cayman is the cheating capital of the world.
No. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you.
Bun happens to everybody, whether you're Caymanians for 10 generations or you're Caymanian for 10 minutes. The only point that I'm making is, it's not my business, it's not your business, it's not nobody's business who or how or why the people do the things that they do, because there is nobody I'm willing to bet.
But you missed the point. You missed the point.
Let me finish. No, because you said something just now that was reckless. Cheating, when you're mature, you understand that there's something wrong and it causes hurt and all the rest of those things. But realistically, Auntie Sandy, you're my friend. I think the world of you. You play a pivotal role in disseminating information and news and holding people accountable. But really and truly, whether it's a minister, 10 ministers, or the last 500 ministers that are involved in an extramarital or alleged extramarital matter, that's not my business, that's not your business, because it can happen tonight, it can happen tomorrow, it can happen after that. So let the people them live, because this is how your family gets completely mashed up. You wouldn't want to do it, because let me ask you a question. Have you ever cheated?
I have never cheated.
You're the goddamn liar.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Come
when
on,
I'm
now.
in a committed relationship, I have never cheated. Have I been? Let me reverse the question and be very, very honest with you.
Have you ever been a side thing?
Yes. And you know
there
what?
You go, Sandra.
Hold on. No. Let's be very, very honest here. Let's be very, very honest here. Because what tends to happen is the person is telling you one narrative, right, about the status of their relationship, and you, like a dummy, believed it. That's why I started out this conversation saying that we have all been there. I am not here to claim that I am some angel. I've never done this. I've never done that. But guess what? I'm not an elected official. I'm not taking people on government business and screwing them. Hello, Johan, your money is being wasted. The people's money is being wasted with people taking PAs and others that comes out of the public purse just so that they can have a moment to screw them overseas. That is a problem.
Hold on. Auntie Sandy. Civil servants do the same thing. I don't hear you calling up none of them.
No. You are simply not paying attention. What did I say this morning a couple minutes ago? We need that sexual harassment legislation because there are people in subordinate positions who are being forced into relationships almost
Sandra, who
because
forces
of the
you into
nature
having
of what
sex?
these ministers are
Okay.
doing.
When you're a consenting adult, who forces you into having relations with the person? Whether
Johan,
they're elected or
you
not
you
elected?
miss the concept of how people are pressured just because of the position that people are in.
When you are
And the
assaulting-
outside world wants to
when you
look
are-
at
when
it and
you are
say that that
assaulting-
relationship is consensual. That relationship is not consensual when someone has power over you. That's why every institution in the world, whether it's universities, not in the world, but in good countries, decent half democracies, if you are a professor in a university, although your students are adults, you still can't have relationships with them. Why? Because you are in a position of power over those students.
Auntie Sandy, we all got families. We
That
all
is
got
not the
children.
point.
We
If
no,
these
it
people were
is-
concerned
it
about their
is.
own families, they wouldn't be going out there with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people, and half the people they're screwing are their own cousins.
Nobody perfect. There's no woman that is perfect. There's no man that is perfect.
Jeez, on peace.
People
We're not
make
talking about
mistakes.
perfection. We're not talking about perfection. We're talking about people who are living recklessly with their lives. And then it becomes my problem that they're hurting their family members. You don't think the wife already know these stories, you boy?
Well, I just think that it's one thing for the wife to know, but it's another thing, or allegedly to know. It's another thing for this to be put on blast for the world to see.
Yeah,
Like, this
and
is
guess
not an
what?
entertainment-
Guess what?
Yes.
70% of the people out there already know this. The people who were sitting here shocked today that didn't know it, this is news to them. That's because they live in a crock of sack with something else over their head. People in this country know it. That's why I'm telling you, people sit down and talk these things, even within their own families. This is not nothing new, Johan. We're shining a light at the cockroaches in the corner, and you're blaming the person shining the light?
No, Sandra, don't be selective on the lights that you shine on cockroaches, because there are far bigger cockroaches that basically you don't touch. So let's not have that conversation.
Which far bigger cockroaches you talking about?
It's not my job to blow up anybody
Okay,
on
well,
radio and call names.
Next
But
caller
listen,
then. Next
but
caller.
My point is, have a conscience. Imagine if it was you and your family. That's all I'm
Yes, the
saying.
people out there screwing on government time and energy and not building this country on our behalf. Our country right now is a cesspool because of these same people. Because they not got
I
the
can just say
energy
this.
to focus on what they should be focusing on.
I can just say this. Anybody that knows you and knows what you're doing today, if you are still cheating, you're crazy. Because if Sandra finds out, she's going to ruin your life. That's all I
Well,
can say with
once
that.
you become an elected member, that's when you got worried. Like I said, if you put yourself out there, then you put yourself out there.
Do you think this is the first alleged affair between a public official or a minister?
Johan, I said earlier, it happens all the time. I said the PPM was
Okay,
no
then.
better. I said previous
Go
and
get them
premiers
too, then.
were no
Go get
better.
them too. Move off of this one. Go get them too then.
I have spoken about them. I have spoken about them on numerous occasions.
Sandy, okay. I made my peace. I said what I needed to say because somebody needed. Sandy, stop also. Because suppose you get sued, then all of the good work that you do at CMR.
Sued for the
falls away.
truth? You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you, but you've gone too far, Big.
You
That's all
can't
I'm
sue
saying.
for the
You've gone
truth.
too far, Big.
You can't sue for the truth. Can we prioritize the sexual harassment legislation? Do you understand that there's a reason why legislation like that is not prioritized in this country?
Call the premier and speak to the premier and ask her to prioritize it. And hold on, another thing. You think it's only men that cheat? You don't think it's women in positions of power?
Lord
that
have
cheat?
mercy. Johan, did we not have this conversation already? Uh-oh. Did I hang up? Hello? I can't. I think I might have hung up on somebody. I'm sorry. Did we not have this conversation already? Hello, caller?
Come off of that phone, please.
Sorry, say that again?
Johan needs to come off the phone. If he's kissing people, ask him to go kiss them by himself. and come off
Watch
that.
the language, though. Watch the language. Say bonky. I mean, I don't know what Johan trying to say this morning, caller. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Sandy.
Morning, caller.
Now that we all in this situation, like as if it our business, I got one question to ask now because it's pretty important to know. If I don't know, if it is it illegal to cheat on someone while you're married?
Well, you know what is so funny, Alejandro, is it is actually still a criminal offense in this country. On the books, you can still blame. Hold on now. You can actually list an extramarital affair as the reason for your divorce.
All right. So, in other words, now you mean to tell me now that one of our members of parliament, what do you mean? He's not from West Middle, right? Is he from West Middle?
No.
All right. Let me continue. If you have a member of parliament that is committing a criminal offense, isn't that something that should be dealt with immediately? Because that
listen to me.
Kind of breach our trust, right? It would breach our trust in some sense.
Yes. Let me tell y'all something. If you see nothing wrong with a cheating politician and why it matters, thank you, Alejandro. You need to go and have a look at. There's more than enough research that has been done on politicians who cheat, right? And integrity matters. Johan, pay attention in class. Integrity matters. So when politicians get involved in a personal scandal, those people are not far off from doing other things. They're not. You remember the video that I played some time ago where the guy said he had someone he was talking business with, and they said that they were canceling a contract with someone that they found out was cheating on his wife. And he's like, well, what business of that is yours? You're going to have a multi-million-dollar deal here. Why do you care? And you know what he said? He said, it's a matter of principle. If this person can cheat on someone that they sleep with every single night, there's nobody that you should be more committed to. And if you can cheat on them, you don't think they can cheat on me in the world of business? You, the people of this country, should be asking yourselves the exact same question. If they can cheat on their spouses, on their families, we should be concerned about their families when they're not even concerned about their families. If they can do that to their own families multiple times over and over again, exposing wives and husbands to STDs and all kind of stuff. If they don't care about that, you're asking us to be more concerned about their bad behavior than they are about it? Johan, you need to make sense because what you're saying don't make no sense. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Sandra. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
All right, Detective Sergeant Conley.
Yes, reporting for duty.
No, you raised a good point just now when you told Johan that a lot of people, they have to fool around actually to keep their job.
Yes.
I think that's what's going on.
It's a lot of pressure. Even if the person says, no, I'm consenting, right? The pressure that is bared on these young girls. Like I said, I know of another situation right now. The girl just come back from university, got her first little job, and the minister keeps DMing her and all up in her. I'm not saying it's the same minister, to be clear, because this is something that is an epidemic in the civil service. That should not be permitted. No boss, nobody over you that has the ability to, impact your pay, your promotion, your responsibilities. That is why there's just a blanket no across the board. You do not have relationships with people, and some people go as far as nobody in your organization.
Yep. But you remember 3 years ago, I told you this little amateur government wasn't going to make it. Anyway, have a good
My
day.
dear. Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
All right, honey. I mean, listen, you give people the opportunity. Give them enough rope, as Aunt Lauder used to say. Give them enough rope, and then see what they're going to do. It is so sad because our people need to step up to the plate and do better. Where somebody comes from. Oh, but you can't judge them because look at where they come from and look where other people, other politicians have come from. Let me be very clear. The same standard that we're holding now, the same level of accountability. Go back and check my track record. I have spoken about previous ministers. Whether the wife got her legs up in the air during COVID with the man, the workout, what he was, personal trainer over her, right? Whether the minister is going into a bar on what I wrote is Shed Road for his birthday, and could be overheard up in there telling the Honduran girl how much he can pay her for a BJ. We've highlighted all these things over the years. Go check my track record. I'm not hiding for nobody. I'm not protecting one over the other. The behavior is the exact same behavior, and it's problematic. You have some leaders in this country that have had to send people overseas to have children for them. When they do the 23andMe DNA tests, children will pop up all over the freaking globe. Caller, good morning.
Sandy,
Yes, honey, chill.
you okay?
Yeah, my dear, I'm good.
I trying to drink my breakfast shake, but I can barely get anything down. You're killing me this morning.
Oh, geez, I'm peace.
I just want to say, because I just jumped in the car, so I just heard the last statement there, which was essentially for me, I just want to know why we think Cayman should not be held to the same standards of other politicians, as other people of influence are around the world. We have for many years covered for people cover for their own family members, people cover for politicians, people cover for friends for various reasons. But we can't be talking out of both sides of our mouth. We really just can't. We can't. And it is really sad that looking at the current state of education in this island, we have to be dedicating time now to talk about.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, it's almost like the strategy of distraction that they use, like for in certain political arenas. But it's like, but these are things that cannot be swept under the carpet either.
Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend the other day, and I said, you know, the sad thing is none of these things are new to our society, but the fact that it's all being exposed now. You know, these things have been going on for generations. We have people currently in a traumatic, living a life of trauma because of things that were done to them in their childhood in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. And we have to do better for the next generation. We have to do better.
That's right.
We know better, so we must do better. Okay? And I don't understand. Yes, I was watching online earlier, and people are commenting that, you know, everybody cheats, everybody does this, everybody does that. That doesn't make it right, right? And they can do whatever they want behind closed doors, but then don't come to the pulpit and preach differently. Like you say, we have people that are being sent away for drug rehabilitation, for various addictions and things like that. And those people are being outcast and can't even get a job. Yet we have people now that are actually being voted into power. And yes, everyone can have their transgressions and all of those things. Then own up to them. Apologize publicly. Ask for forgiveness of whoever. Okay? But then say to the public, you know what? I really had some bad judgment. Because like you said earlier, we all have skeletons in our closet. Some people got more skeletons than in the cemetery. But that's okay. You know?
And this isn't about, I mean, I don't really understand, to be honest, exactly where Johan is coming from, because, you know, he's like, oh, well, everybody's doing it. I mean, that's not an excuse. And, you know, let's be very, very clear. You hold certain people to a different standard in life.
And they ask that, and they ask for that.
Yes. They get voted in because they're the best ones for the job, because they're family people, because they're committed to doing the right thing on behalf of the people of this country.
Correct. In the campaign, they say in their slogan, trust me, choose me, I'm the one.
Yeah.
Okay? So we went, that's fine, but just know, just like anyone, even people on social media, even yourself, for example, you know that you're going to be held more so than ever because you're a public figure.
And let me talk, because people always want to bring it back, talking about my business. Let me be very, very clear. There were things that I would have done 15, 20 years ago that where I am now, I would never dream of doing.
You know better, you do better, now you expect better.
Thank you, caller.
There was a time, remember, when slavery was the okay too. Everyone's doing it. All right. So you have a good day. I'll continue.
Okay.
Listening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh gosh, sorry. We had multiple callers on the line. Denny, hold on 1 second for me. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good morning, Sandra. I
Morning.
100% agree with that caller.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that caller, because most of these politicians are very out of order. They're disrespectful to their own self and to their own family to begin with. So how can you trust somebody that cannot hold their household down and trying to be loyal to a country that you can't even afford to give people what they need? Where's the sense in that? You can't wake up and realize, stop voting these politicians in, these so-called wannabe politicians in, that cannot hold their own. If you're not loyal to yourself or to your family, how can you be loyal to the people of this country? Most of them don't even go to church or even know what a Bible look like now.
And when they do, it's just to get votes, and it's a farce.
Gallivanting, they're sweet talking, all these young children, they're grooming little boys in internship. So what's going on? How come they're not getting the same treatment like the regular people outside that's doing it? How come you're not holding them accountable? They need to be held accountable, and they need to get off the platform.
We have to.
It is an embarrassment to Cayman, and it is an embarrassment to yourself, us as a country. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
There, you ready seeing how other Caribbean countries deal with their politicians? Look at Haiti. They don't got no they don't got no government today. So if Cayman want to go down that road where Haiti is, please, jungle justice right around the corner, and people is having enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
We are fed up now.
We're never expected to have any standards in this country because that's the way that it's always been. That's the way it must always be.
It's a trend.
No,
it's a trend, Sandy. It's a trend, because whatever they see on social media, they gotta go do it. Go out there and go do it too.
There comes a point in time when we have to do better. We know better, and we have to do better. Thank you, caller.
Yeah. But keep up the good work. Thank you. Have a good one. Be
Thank
safe
you so
on the
much.
weekend.
Okay, there, you too. We have Denny on the next line. Denny, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Morning.
Morning, dear.
I agree with the penultimate caller. She's completely correct. I mean, I find it just totally disheartening that these are the issues that we're dealing with or having to deal with when we have 74% of our primary school students failing. What that means to the future is just too much to even.
I mean, trust and believe. We don't understand the seriousness of where we are in this country, and to think that we have elected officials who are steering this good ship Cayman, and they're more concerned about themselves, their political aspirations, their personal aspirations, all this kind of foolishness, than being about the people's business.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
You asked a question about Johan, like you don't understand like why he doesn't understand. This is what's actually being talked about here is the value of integrity. Now, I know oftentimes you say that we need people who are more educated, but that doesn't help the advocate the U.S. or any politicians in any other country do the right thing, because
Yes.
that's just the bare minimum.
Yeah.
But what you need is integrity.
Yes.
And what Johan objection is he's objecting to your concern about the importance of integrity.
Right.
And that's disappointing.
Yeah. And especially I mean, he seems to think that you can lack integrity in your personal life and all of a sudden find it in your professional life. I'm trying to find that video, which I played numerous times, about the exact same thing, where the guy was like, no, this multi-million-dollar contract was on the line. And the guy said to him, the fact that the person had no integrity was critical, was of utmost importance. Because he did not believe, he's like, if you can screw around on your wife, who am I to be your business partner? You would do me that and worse.
Right. And a contract is means nothing more than your commitment to live up to that contract. Because in signing that contract, what you're saying is, I promise I'll do this. And what is a promise from a person who lacks integrity?
Exactly. As them old people say, a promise is a comfort to a fool.
That's right. And so this shows the cracks in our society that really needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I follow you. I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's a problem that needs to be addressed. It's inappropriate. You're talking about it from the context of when someone is in office versus when someone is not in office, and that's correct. If you were doing CMR work on government computers using their paper and their ink and their time, that's misappropriation of government resources. Right?
And people also don't get, let me say this, Denny. I like to, because I know people sit back and they're like, well, I don't know who Sandy thinks she is. I know exactly how Caymanians thinking, and trust me, if one thing I know, it is our people. And I was even thinking about you and I and the long-standing relationship that you and I have had over the past, oh God, I've lost count how many years, right? We go way back. And you can testify to this, because you see, people don't understand how you undermine not just your individual selves when you engage in certain type of behavior, but you also undermine the job that you're trying to do, the messaging that you're trying to put out there. Remember when you and I were thick as thieves into PPM? We were founding members, me, you, John Douglas, all the people that were there at the time, right? And there was this rumor mill that you and I had something going on because we were so close. You remember it?
Yeah.
You remember Kurt Tibbetts bringing it up to you? What's going on? What's going on with you and Sandy? Let me be very, very clear. Denny and I have never had any level of inappropriateness. And the shocking thing is, I can say that Denny and I have slept in the same bed and did not cross the line. And you know why? Because the job that we were doing at the time, the countless nights we were sitting there trying to put together opinion papers, trying to work on the organization's constitution and all of that, that was more important of a task than rolling in the sheets together for 5 minutes of pleasure. And it would have undermined everything that we had done. You think if you and I had, and we were both single and unattached, so that wasn't an issue, but you think if you and I had had a relationship at that time, that would have advanced the position of the PPM and what we were individually trying to do and collectively trying to do to help form that party? Everybody would have been spending time talking about Denny and Sandy screwing each other.
Right.
So focus on the task at hand. When it comes to work, like I said, do not mess where you eat. Be professional and separate certain things. That is what you should do.
Yeah.
And it undermines you professionally when you do not do that.
And the lady who talked about education and our primary school children failing, somehow we need to get to the point where that is on the front burner. And I understand why you're having this conversation. It's an important conversation, but we need to get on to we need our politicians to be focused on dealing with the real issues instead of doing nonsense. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I mean, everybody having this conversation. And like I said, right? On the one hand, you all think that this is a CMR-led conversation. My ears and eyes have been on this for quite some time. I was hoping that I never had to have this conversation. That was my hope. But you can't expect no better from some people. I mean, the truth is, I don't know how many opportunities you must give people. Listen to this voice note that someone sent. We've changed the person's voice to protect their identity, and we've also removed names. But listen to this. This is what's happening. These people are civil servants. In the civil service, they're watching this hot mess of a situation. Watch. Oh, caller. Good morning, caller.
Well, Sandy.
Yes,
you know, I don't understand why is it that I support anything for really, because if anything having to do with the sexual harassment bill could have done anything good for this situation, I don't know why I supported it if it's not interested to be passed. You know, like the way how I hear fighting for marijuana, like boy, like Bob Marley saying that they still never learn though. You know. Boy, I don't even like Bob Marley that much, but if people love him so much around the world, why the hell it? We still in confusion? The hell? Jesus.
Thank you.
Sandy, what is it that we need to do as a public, right? It probably only about 1,000 people right now listening to this on live, right? And maybe more on the radio. Why is it so difficult for people to do something? And I mean like, yo, I'm not trying to rise no anarchy or anything like that, like how some stupid people might think, right? But man, we as a government can't even just make a decision based on the majority. But no, I noticed that the majority group is getting very, very, very small, Sandy. Very small. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's very, very small.
Thank you.
My God.
Thank you, caller. All right. My assistant in the background is going to listen to the voice note again before giving me the okay to play it. So let me just give them a minute. I mean, you know, this is very, very simple. You know, we are raising a generation of children that we claim that we expect them to do certain things. We expect children to be honest. And the truth of the matter is, not even that is happening. Right? But how can we expect children to be honest when we ourselves can't live by example? Right? Somebody talking about, let me restart the IG live. Sorry. 1 second. Every hour now that clicks out. Good Lord. Hold on. We were talking about we want young people to be honest, to do this, to do that. Really? And this is examples that we're setting for them. It is particularly egregious when people come into this narrative that they have rised above certain circumstances. This is why, Sylvana, I don't agree with you when you say, oh, but we have to remember where they come from, as though where somebody comes from, they can never elevate themselves above that. They themselves have shared stories about, you know, I've come from this, but look at me now. That's just smoke screens and mirrors if there has been no real and meaningful change. The same character flaws and the same character traits of being a dishonest person will seep up in all aspects of your life. So let's be very, very clear about what we're saying. Johan, I'm going to send you a story about why it matters when we find out that we're dealing with dishonest politicians who cheat in their personal lives. And there have been tons of examples, long battery lists. It is deeper than that. It goes to the core of who these people are. They're narcissistic individuals. Somebody says narcissism is an occupational hazard for political leaders. Outsized ambition and outsized ego running for public office. What comes first, the narcissism or the political office? This is what someone said that you should, this one, he resigned. This was McGreevy, who resigned amid a scandal over his admission of a homosexual affair. Remember this one back a few years back? I think too often, and for me in the political process, you begin to think of yourself as a master of your own universe and your own set of ethical structures, your own sense of decision making. Here's the difference. To be sure, politicians don't necessarily have different reasons for cheating than non-politicians, and they don't necessarily cheat more often. The difference, hear this from this article, is that they live their lives in a fishbowl, and that has responsibilities and costs with it. An adulterous politician doesn't just betray his family's trust, he betrays the public's trust. Indeed, when politicians get caught, they do so in extraordinary fashion. And their actions raise questions about their judgment, character, and integrity as a leader. Johan, that is why it matters. If they can lie to their loved ones, who's to say they won't lie to everybody else? If they can't stay faithful to their marriage vows, who's to say that they'll stay faithful to their oaths of office? And if they have secrets in their private lives, who's to say they don't have secrets in their public lives? It does matter in public perceptions. This is coming from Stephen Wayne, who's a Georgetown University government professor who studied political psychology. When it comes to the highest positions in politics, he said, we want to figure out who acts as a model for others. Presidents, senators, congressmen, and governors who have extramarital affairs flunk the test. They are flunking the test. Princeton University professor emeritus of politics suggested adrenaline as a common denominator, saying for some individuals, the excitement of illicit sexual activity might feed the same desire as the excitement for politics. There's also a clue about people, the type of people that are drawn to politics. These are men who love themselves deeply. They need to be recognized, pay attention, and relish approval. These are men who adore getting praise and who are often surrounded by swarms of sycophants. These are men who, in some cases, need to exercise power and sometimes can become drunk from it and interchange men and women. These are men who think that the rules don't apply to them and who think that they're untouchable. As leaders, they're also the type of men who are likely to break promises, manipulate, and cut corners. They're probably big risk takers, and they're prone to thinking of themselves first. Just ask their wives, their mistresses, or the security details that often are privy to their indiscretions. Think hard on it. I mean, it's obvious. It really shouldn't really be that deep. Listen to this phone call.
Could have told you that was coming from a long, long, long time ago. Because between me and you, she went from being a struggling mother to pretty much balling out. And I couldn't figure out for the longest time how this was what it was. But when I realized where she stood under him, and I was hoping that he wasn't that type of person, but then again, I know him way before he was a politician, way before he was anything to do with government. So I know the guy. And I was, like I said, I was hoping that he wasn't a fall for it, but clearly he did.
You see? People had suspicions from a long time. There was a lot of pieces of it. It was like a puzzle, and people weren't necessarily fully putting the puzzle together. But in the last couple of weeks, the puzzle has been starting to come together. Jenga has been building. Mike Pence, vice president, made headlines when he said in a 2002 interview that resurfaced, in which he said that he avoids being alone in a room with a woman who isn't his wife. Pence isn't the first politician to shock the world with such strict moral boundaries. Jimmy Carter was mocked in the late 1970s for confessing to Playboy magazine that he'd committed adultery in his heart by looking at another woman with lust. On the other end of the adultery spectrum, leaders like Bill Clinton, John Edwards, Eliot Spitzer suffered major political setbacks in the wake of revelations about sexual affairs. The ensuing news reports, denials, and eventual admissions overwhelmed, and in the case of Edwards and Spitzer, ruined their political careers. Although few, pay attention, Johan, few public figures escape media coverage of their relationships unscathed, and many voters say infidelity won't affect their choice at the ballot, more than half of Americans, I wonder what this is for Cayman, say that an extramarital affair in a presidential candidate and their past would matter to their decision about whether or not to support them. 57% of Republicans, well, you know, they've lost their moral compass, say it wouldn't affect their vote if a presidential candidate had an extramarital affair in the past, compared to 47% of Democrats saying the exact same thing. This is now the Trump effect, where he believes in grabbing him by the poons. Even the so-called white evangelists, when surveyed, have all of a sudden said, well, you know, maybe we don't care about that anymore. What a sad indictment in the world. But there are broader considerations here about a person's integrity. And integrity matters in a politician. I don't care what you want to say. It matters. Here's what one person said. When you catch a politician who's lying about an affair, it reaffirms the completely false belief that all politicians are scumbags. Sex Scandals is the author of the book, Sex Scandals in American Politics. She linked increased press coverage of political infidelity. So again, this is not something that only gets covered in the Cayman Islands, all over the world, over the last few decades, to a growing distaste for politicians. People don't trust politicians anymore, and that's because they lie about everything. There's a decline in trust in all aspects of their lives because of what it is that they're doing. In addition to impacting their followers' trust levels, a leader's infidelity has broader emotional implications. This person said there's initially a grieving process. Affected individuals feel duped and overwhelmed by how to work through their anger and confusion. Things come into question. that has nothing to do with the affair. People ask, has the person lied to us about the budget? Have they lied about this? They're supporting this road project. Why are they supporting it? It can do severe damage to people's notions when it happens, for example, in a religious context of God and of the church. Many members leave the church completely. There's a professional fallout from these types of things. Right? It's just an absolutely sad indictment on who we are. We can sit back and say this is okay. We're going to accept this behavior, and it should not be acceptable. I say that we have a responsibility to hold our elected officials to a very different standard. Alejandro, your third call of the day. Hello?
Yeah, Sandy. You know, another thing I want to point out on top of this simple situation, right, is that you imagine, you think that it's a dirty job to go and sleep around with people, but really and truly, if it was single or something like that, boy, what else you expect? You know, but to be a married man doing something like that, you want to try to set an example for a growing nation, right? And I'm not trying to disturb anybody from their torments, because I noticed that nobody likes peace. So I don't know if we can't stop thinking sexual all the time and actually do our jobs with a little smile on our face, and then not even like to say, oh yeah, we don't like this person no more, so we don't even have to look at them. Look here, everybody that need to be held accountable, they gonna have their day, of course, right? But we got a lot of things that we need to deal with, and so much bills need to get passed, and we here just sitting down with foreign affairs, especially. I mean, boy, I would love to see this island progress a little bit more, because they have some people on this island that just do not care about what we are talking about right now.
All right.
You understand that, right? You know that though, right? That's a lot of people, like more than we can even think of right now.
Okay. Thank you, caller. 936-2626. Somebody says you either have integrity or you don't. You're a principled person or you're not. Cheating is a choice, not a mistake. Loyalty is a responsibility, not a choice. People throw away a good partner who would give them the world for someone easy with no morals who would give them a disease. This person has this to say: good morning. What I would like to do in the next election is to ask each politician publicly if they believe in a sex offender registry. They should be held accountable once elected and the bill is brought up to the Legislative Assembly for a vote. Then we all would know who is behind it not being able to pass. I hope that you can understand what I'm trying to say. The question should not be asked through your medium, but all media outlets, remembering that not everybody uses CMR. I don't know why not. Thank you for the comment. Another person says, I could be wrong, but I believe that that person is one of those McFeels. Oh. And it's so interesting how we allow other people's viewpoints come into the conversation too. I mean, it's crazy. When I say other people, I mean non-Caymanians who we know where they come from. The moral compass is very, very low. And, you know, corruption is run of the mill for them. So I have to be quite honest with you. Don't take insult to it, but you can if you want, because I honestly don't care. I understand when you come from certain cultures and you grow up in certain environments, certain things don't matter to you. Cheating politicians, dishonest politicians, politicians doing stuff under the table and all that kind of stuff. None of that matters to some of you because of the context in which you grew up and where you're coming from. You don't see anything wrong with it. And that's, you know, if that's how you guys operate over there, but we don't want to have a country like that. We want to have a country with integrity and with standards and so on. That's why some of y'all be forced raping children. At the age of 16, you tell these little young girls that, you know, you go out there and find a man that can support you and the entire family, and all you have is your body. There's so many messages that are being put out there, right? I'm really, really sad for young women in particular who get into these relationships for the financial gain of the relationship. Because it speaks to, you know, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday. It speaks to a level of desperation for them as well. And this is where ministers take advantage of the situation. They know that some of these PAs are living paycheck to paycheck and barely have any money, you know? And so to put pressure on them to be in a relationship with them, although they think, oh, I'm a consenting adult, when your home is in foreclosure, and you're about to lose your home, you don't think that that's a lot of pressure to not get involved with a minister who can take care of all of that for you? A minister who can keep you in your job no matter what you do, whether you're performing or not? These are some real elements of this whole situation. Hunter wants to call in. He has spotty internet. Let's give him a call. We still can't get a toll-free number, honey child. So this is another bill that I pay out of my own pocket. No MP is paying for the bill. Hold on one second now. Hunter, I'm going to give you a call. You say you want to call, but you don't have no credit. Hold on. He says he wants to make a comment. So, you know, this is the reality of the situation. Somebody says, how can they be living paycheck to paycheck and that most of the money, this is the most money she's ever made? Good morning, sir.
You called me, you got me.
You're live on radio. You said you had no credit, so I'm going to give you CMR credit.
Yes, ma'am. I wasn't expecting your call, but yeah, no, one of the callers said it earlier, you know, I think people should take a serious look at this, is if you can't be loyal to your own wife, how can you expect this person to be loyal to this country?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're seeking office, the problem is people seek office for their own personal gain. They need to seek office to serve this country and put this country before themselves. Mm-hmm. And when someone doing something like that shows their true colors, no integrity, no morals, I wouldn't vote them back in.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, look at it, people. Seriously, because we need to do better in this country. We need to expect better. We need people putting this country first.
Mm-hmm.
The only way we're going to get any better. And we can't just say everybody in this country does it and this and that, because that's not the case. All right?
Yep.
It's not the case. So expect better, people. Please. Yep. I'm begging.
Demand better. Demand better.
Demand better.
Yes.
People are supposed to be serving the country, the people. And if they're selling out their wife for a piece of puss, what do you think they'll do for you?
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm sorry I haven't been calling in, but, you know, I was busy taking care of my wife. She was sick and I had to put her before the publicity, right?
Yep.
There's an example.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. Keep up the topic, because no one deserves to be hidden in the dark from something like this, especially when my future and my children's future is on the line and in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care who it is. Don't bother calling me and expect to do any business with me. All right?
Thank you. 936-2626, folks, is the telephone number. If you don't have credit, call us. We're not going to, but like I said, we pay for the bill. No toll-free number yet, but hopefully. My friends over at Flow have been working on that for the last year now. 936-2626. Reading some of your comments. This person says, how can this person be living paycheck to paycheck? This is the most money that she's ever made. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with you living paycheck to paycheck. But they say, but typical nigga, always living outside their means and living to impress. What a hot mess. Why must we think about his family when he was cheating? I'm sure he wasn't thinking about them. Okay, enough of him now. They're talking about Johan. Dear God. Somebody said it's the most sense that Hunter's ever made. They're wondering what he put in his coffee. Auntie Sandy, white politicians are not getting the same treatment like those out there raping and abusing women on the regular. This is why the housing development has been taking so long. Single mothers are being sexually assaulted. I wonder if you meant harassed, but who knows? Blessed good morning, Auntie Sandy. Good source, 100% with you. These women need to learn to take a stand for themselves and loud up the scene. Record it while you're doing it too. Because she cannot say anything to those disgusting men that are sexualizing women, sexually assaulting women, etc. Talking about the leadership now of the country and grooming young boys on their internship. And these side chicks having babies with these no good politicians. That's why they need to fly out to get abortions in Cuba and Florida. But it's going to be harder to do in Florida these days. U.S. cracking down on that one. The current politicians we have now, predators, because why is it taking so long for sex offender registry? Especially voodoo juju never stood up for women's rights. The fact that Caymanian men are caught from young and passing it down. Yes, sir. What a hot mess. All right, let me see what other comments I might be missing here. But wait now, I thought he only liked certain type of women and Spaniards, please. I always find it funny how Johan calls you Auntie Sandy and under pretty much the same age. In all fairness, Johan is saying to stop wrecking people's family, but you've not called any names. Good morning, Miss Sandra. Pressure bust pipe. Please use alleged. Why not leave this conversation for 10:30? And Miss Sandra, please, please, please. Don't want you to slip up on the radio this morning. Let's do a part 2 at 10:30. I actually have an 11 o'clock appointment, so you can't go too much into overtime. Tell him don't bulk up your tree, because if he do, then the blood will come out. Me, myself, and I own your business. Oh my gosh. Then they sent me a little thing, says, when is it considered okay to pry into politicians' private life? If you're going to solicit crap loads of cash, beg for votes, and do so by touting how honest, upstanding, and virtuous you are, how strong your family and religious values you are, and all that tripe, be prepared for people to fact check your honesty, virtue, family values, and all of what so often turns out to be merely tripe and not true. Yes, sir. Why are Singapore politicians, somebody sent this, required to step down if they cheat on their wives, given that it's a family matter? Oh, they require them to step down? Mess with Singapore. In a conservative society like Singapore, it doesn't sit well with the populace if the minister is willing to break the marriage covenant/contract for hedonistic pleasures. It shows that the minister cannot respect the sanctity of marriage. If the affair was an impulse, it means that he cannot control his desires and will not make cool, calm decisions on behalf of the country. If the affair was premeditated, it means that he would rather abandon the marriage than stick through the responsibilities of marriage. His loyalty is cast in doubt. Oh, I wanted to read the rest of that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that one up. Oh, I didn't even know that they were required to step down. Why are Singapore politicians required to step down if they cheat on their wives? Wow. Okay, hold on. This is interesting. So it goes on to say, let me continue reading. His loyalty is cast into doubt, as well as his ability to hold up his end of the bargain in election promises or transactions with other countries. Both of these are important in small countries. Furthermore, the minister already knows that the consequence of an affair on his career if he consciously goes ahead with the affair. Listen to this. He has no respect for the rules of the party. Somebody who can't even follow the rules has no business leading a country, passing bills in parliament. Singapore is especially tough on rules as it is a small country which needs to rely on laws to prevent itself from getting bullied by bigger countries. If he isn't aware of social norms in Singapore, and he's unaware that affairs for, especially high-ranking civil servants, are not tolerated, it shows that he has no awareness of the norms in society. Very interesting. And is unfit to handle the social issues of the country with dexterity and cannot fulfill the duties of a leader. Singapore has an aging population and needs couples to make more productive members of society, and that must be upright in character. If the top brass sends a signal that it is okay to have affairs, the common folks will follow suit. Lead by example, honey chill. This means higher likelihood of dysfunctional families, estranged children. These will grow up to be men and women who lack the nurturing hand of a father and mother because their parents were embroiled in argument and divorce. There's something a young city state cannot weather, a generation of people with a lot of emotional baggage. There's no way they can be at the top of their game to make Singapore competitive. Interesting perspective. Andrew says Revelations 12:8 says a liar will forever be separated from a loving and holy God. Cameron, good morning. They can keep their ways and culture. Why would anyone go to live in another country and want to change that country to their own customs at home? Especially when what they're running from is a lot of times far worse than what they come here and find, obviously, and is total dysfunctionality. Aliano says it's not a bug, it's a feature. The nature of the system is broken because it allows some to do the dirtiest things, but like to the first to declare themselves righteous. Pat says, again, the imbalance of power matters, young women and old men. And I mean, listen, the imbalance of power occurs not just young and old, but most importantly, it occurs in the position. Let me tell y'all something. You see, that's why when I said that I not fooling with certain people, and y'all might sit down and wonder why is Sandy riding so hard against Chris Saunders? It's because of all of these guys. Chris is probably the most intelligent of the bunch. I mean, the younger crew. I'm not counting like Wayne Panton or whatever, right? Chris was a professional. He's educated, and that still did not impact him having a moral compass or not. That still doesn't make him a good person. It still doesn't make him go out there and do things on behalf of the people of this country. It's still self-centered, involved, more concerned about his sexual conquests than what is in the best interest of the people of this country. I think some of them are legitimate sex addicts because they cannot go into a government building and just for the hours that they're there, focus on what they need to focus on. And the sexual harassment, there's also a level of deviance about it in the case of Chris, because what he would do is he would actually taunt these women. Oh, you want me to stop, don't you? And they're like, yes, please. But I'm not gonna stop until you give me peace. Who does that? Where in the world can that be acceptable? As Caymanians, y'all hear me telling you these stories. These women were so afraid. Listen, they in the end end up chopping Wayne Panton off at the knees, yes? But thank God, things work out in a way. Thank God that he was there when people like Chris were there acting up and he was able to get him out of government. Because you know that if Juliana O'Connor Conley was a leader at that time, Chris Saunders would still be a minister. I'm sorry to say, but she wouldn't have done anything about it. So if for no other reason, right? At least Wayne Panton was able to, through his code of conduct, hold a few of his ministers accountable. That gone out the window now, so it don't matter. But at least he is no longer there. These civil servant women were besides themselves, frightful, crying, had to be given time off from work. Y'all want to talk about the importance of mental health? Do you know what it is to have to go to work every single day and be subjected to the harassment of a minister? On an ongoing and regular basis? This is the kind of thing that stresses women out. Women don't like this. That's why I tell y'all, I mean, you know, some of it is a Caribbean mentality. Like y'all feel like you can just be oogling at a woman and you can walk up to her. Listen, last week, Friday actually, a week ago, I went to Kirk Market, which I hardly ever go there. I was saying I actually like Kirk. I should go there more often, but I don't know. I hardly ever go grocery shopping now, to be honest. But I went in there to get the medication for my colonoscopy, right? And there's a guy who was walking down the aisle, Jamaican guy. He saw me and smiled, and I guess I smiled back and said good afternoon. And some of y'all think that that's enough to want to be talking to me, get my number. He must be the only person in Cayman that don't know who I am, because nobody else. Sandy Hill from CMR, I not gonna approach her with no foolishness. Y'all would know better. But he must be never heard of CMR and he don't know who I am. The only Jamaican in Cayman. Next thing I know, he coming down my aisle. I'm with my daughter. Yeah, she pushing a cart and whatever. Oh, you have such a pretty, beautiful smile. I said, oh, Jesus. Haven't had this in a minute, but here we go. And I said, oh, thanks. I'd like to get to know you better, he says. I said, really? I said, well, the only thing you need to know about me is I'm a happily married woman. And I smiled at him and said, have a good day. He was like, oh, that's the only thing you need to know. You want to get to know me? Who the hell are you? But as women, we have such a hard time really putting inappropriateness and men in their places. How many of us have not been in this situation? This is when this whole thing came up, but what happened at the Ritz-Carlton where McKeevan and people neck and all kinds of stuff. Most women, in retrospect, they're like, oh my God, I should have done something. I should have said something. But it's like they're frozen with fear, with past trauma coming back to them, like all sorts of stuff. In the moment, you don't respond the way that you should. And this is why I keep saying that one of the most important things that you guys need to do is practice. Just like you gonna practice, you know, somebody come and grab you, what you gonna do to them and how your knee gonna meet their gonads. Practice what you're gonna say to people when they are being inappropriate to you, because not everybody can do it in the moment. Have a script to be able to tell people, don't catcall at me, mean you're not friends, keep it moving. Because unfortunately, our delayed response will allow some of these men, or our no response at all, will allow some of these men to really think that they can get away with this kind of disgusting behavior. And you've got to stop people dead in their tracks when they come talking foolishness to you. Yeah, it's as simple as that. But like I said, I figured he must be the only Jamaican that came out that didn't know who I was. I was like, Lord have mercy. Poor you. I was like, sir, the only thing you need to know about me. Something went wrong. Poor Alexa. I'm like, the only thing you need to know about me is I'm a happily married woman. That's it. That is your cue to keep moving. Goodbye. Women having anxiety attacks when they think about how they have to go in the government building. When Juliana's government got back in, I remember one of Chris's victims saying to me, oh my God, is it possible that she might actually bring him back? because they were all in talks with him. Is it possible that she might actually bring him back in the government building? This person said that they would quit their job. Some of these people are single mothers, with mouths to feed. And they were like, he's going to retaliate against me. I'm not going to be able to handle this. I'm going to have to quit my job. In a country where we talk about Caymanian women being disenfranchised, not having opportunities. And yet they're raising the next generation of children often on their own. Right? Afraid of unwanted advances from these politicians. So much so that if he got back into government and got back that ministry, they would quit their job and leave. You know how sad of an indictment that is on us? It's absolutely disgusting. Damien says, and you have on a ring? Yeah, but that don't mean nothing to people. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean a single thing. Because they're gonna take, as they say, they're gonna take their shot and see what happens. MPs, I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. We're not playing games that y'all no more. Okay? The days of sexually harassing women, sexually assaulting women, out there having all these extramarital affairs, screwing your very own cousins. Alejandro, no more calls. That's one too many. That's 3 now. You can't call 4 or 5 times in one show. Make somebody else call. The days of being able to do that are now way past. Okay? You cannot do it anymore and get away with it. I tried to give y'all a warning back in 2021 when you get elected. You wasn't paying attention. You still continue your behavior. Just because your wife is willing to turn a blind eye does not mean that the voters, the people in this country will turn a blind eye. We're 1 year out from a general election. And we are not going to forget these things when it comes voting time. We need people with some bare minimum criteria to run for public office, and that includes integrity, honesty, right? On a personal level, on a business level. Right now, I know a guy talking about he want to run for politics in West Bay, and he is the most crooked construction person. He probably gonna be exposed next week, so stay tuned. He is such a friggin' crook and can lie. My God. I never see one of them people. How you know when they're lying when their mouth open? Lie. And you want to run for politics in West Bay, you better go sit your bonker down somewhere in the bush. We're not electing people like you anymore when we know it. It's going to be a different situation if you have had an above board operation and we didn't know and we gave you a chance and you still go in there and show your true colors. That is going to be different. But we're not going to know things about people that speak to their character and who they are and allow them to get in and just slide right into the most lucrative job in this country and do not do anything for we, the people. That not happening no more. This person says, light him up, Sandra. I got a concern about the same politician. He's a public figure and should show integrity. In the UK Parliament, he would have bowed out from the scandal hits the public. I have communication from his ministry in regards to him giving a certain person a project with tenders is $72,000 or more. Wow. Integrity. Hi. Integrity. This person says, yep, egotistical behavior of the MPs. I say it again, integrity. Y'all better know what the word means. Raymond is in the house. Good morning, Raymond. Raymond says, real chat. CMR needs to have a live studio day. Sandy, I can hear it now. Miss Venice says, politicians or not, a married man should never be in a room alone with a female for a long length of time. That's my take on it. Cayman Brack says, Cayman Brack is also where they run to have their sleeping around on their spouses. Power goes to their heads. Shaka Zulu says, Johan, I think you're on the wrong side of this conversation. Any actions of our elected officials is our concern nationwide. Get it right. Richard, good morning, sir. Says Sandy, let them know that you're a Leo, August 18th, like myself, very independent. We don't take ash from anybody, from no one. Cameron says, who needs Hulu when we already have CMR? Oh, good grief. Rusty says, hell no, I miss the good old days when the wife or the girlfriend had to find out themselves from the street the old-fashioned way. Now all they got to do is look on Sandy's CMR tabloids. No. They didn't find out from me. Rough seas, let's be very, very clear. What is alleged is that the wife finds out through messages. She's seen things for herself. She not find out nothing from me. Get it straight. And she not find out just yesterday because of my post either. Like I said, this has been going on for years. Pay attention. Andrew says, tell them, Sandy, too much foolishness going on. They're getting paid to work and not dealing with critical issues, right? At our expense. Richard goes on to say, Sandy, when you are a politician, you must respect the office of government. That's the reason why it is our business. And it's also conflict of interest. Checky, are you still here with that fake account? Says Sandra, men short. Nothing is wrong. Getting a little something on the side. Here we go. Just do it safe. We're not paying them to be faithful to their wives. Wow. Lighten up. I bet that little Indian be lusting at all them sexy girls. Lord Jesus, y'all need Jesus. Y'all need Jesus. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. Sandy, please. Can you send me the number of that person and the name? Because I have a good friend back home.
Of which person?
And I want to set her up on him so he can pay off her mortgage, take her out the bank.
Oh, you want MP to oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I want that person to help my friend to take her out her mortgage so she can be free.
Okay.
So send the number for me and the name, please.
Thank you, my dear. Yes, sir.
Okay, do that favor for me, please.
Aye. Things hot. Woo. Rusty says Johan is a man and he's just given man thoughts. So you're saying that all men are not scrupulous? I don't think so. I had to laugh when you talk about that little Indian. Let me tell you something. Y'all have no idea. Y'all don't even know. I'm not swearing for nobody, not my husband or anybody else. That's not gonna be me. But what I can tell you is I can say that he's a very principled individual. So much so that he does not even put himself in situations. You know what that man does? He goes to work and he come home. He has 3 male friends that he might hang out with. And I know exactly where they are. That man has given me the code to his phone from day one, the password. You can look and read any message that you want. Some of y'all, when you have no integrity, you think everybody is like that. That's not really the case. I'm afraid to say that y'all don't know him. Rusty says he goes home because he knows his wife will beat him. Me? I've never laid a single finger on a man ever. I don't even argue with men, to be honest. I'm one of them silent people, and I can argue with you. But no, he doesn't come home. out of no fear. He comes home because he values his family. You know what is so funny? If I would say that we've ever had an argument or disagreement, it has always been about my work, CMR, taken away from family time. That's the only disagreement or conversations that we have where there's like friction. He's like, nope, put the phone down. No more talking, no more chatting. Family time. Spend time with your family, because he is a committed family man. It is what it is. Now, might that change next week or whatever? I mean, that seems to be his character, but might that change? Like I said, I'm not swearing for nobody. And if it does change, then, you know, there will be consequences. You act accordingly. This one say, Bumble, I want my mortgage paid off too, but not that way. But wait. Oh, I think I read that one already. This person says, LMFAU, send her the number. Lord Jesus. Magnum Opus made a comment that somebody sent me. I don't think I actually saw it. This is the line that they use in plenty of these fools we have around here. And 2 weeks later, they're marrying them. Oh, I didn't even see that comment. Morning, Magnum Opus. Pat says integrity, character, and moral compass will matter, politicians. Damien says stop being gullible and listening to lies and broken promises. Let me read some WhatsApp messages. Good morning, Sandra. They're all lacking character and moral standards. From the church to the parliament, they always use the excuse that they're not perfect and that there's something called self-respect. But there's something called self-respect in public office. Also, they need to stop going to the what? The beach at night. Oh, and swapping car at Spots Dock and supermarket parking lots after 10. Oh, one person, some of them so highfalutin that one minister said that he goes to one of those multi-million-dollar condos on Westbury Road. He'll have somebody book a unit there in their name. That's why they want certain drivers only. He'll have the guy there book in his name. And then because there's underground parking, they can go into the underground parking and nobody not gonna see them. Trust and believe me when I tell you that Cayman is too small. Even your drivers can't hold water. They're talking it to their wives and other people and side pieces and other people in their lives as well. So it don't make no difference that you go in underground parking. Y'all think you're so smart. But yet Saunders has such a moral stance against the same-sex domestic partnership bill. Thou does protest too much. I remember him on the phone when we were talking about the bill, him telling me he has a freaky side. I had no idea what he was talking about. That's a member of the LGBTQ plus community saying, oh, he was talking about how he's so against the same-sex domestic partnership bill. And in the next breath, also telling the same person, but he got a freaky side. Well, no lies were told there, honey jail. No lies were told there. What does this person say? I see he's responding from the corporate email. Which corporate email? You could even get fined for merely spitting gum on the sidewalks in Singapore. Then people look at this serious. Is it possible that Johan's opinions are based on that he is thinking of running in the next election? Somebody laughingly asked. Well, I don't know what his opinions are based on. I mean, if he has those opinions and those are genuinely his, it is what it is. But I don't know that his opinions are shared by the majority of people. So I don't really think he's getting any votes from what he said today. He might have even lost a few, to be honest, but he's entitled to his opinion. Trust me, he's a monster, says this person. Sandy, it doesn't matter if you are a wife of a politician or not. We as women need to know our value. Once a cheater, always a cheater. True. This person says it sounds like Saunders was making a move on that person in the LGBT community. Oh, maybe. Got a person said they didn't know what he meant by that. Yes, sir. Hot mess. Good morning. It is alleged that the route to, oh, that was this morning? Oh, yes. I'm not going to touch that. I've heard that, but I don't have any evidence to support that rumor. I only talk about rumors that I know something about. I've heard that and I do not believe it. But anyway, somebody says mental facilities soon come. Sounds like Johan might be a prime candidate. Oh gosh, something gone wrong with him. Guilty squealing. Yikes. Hearing done some incident happening right now at Savannah countryside. Started with a fight between two men. They're probably fighting over a woman. If you're talking about cheating, let's talk about all of them, not just the politically expedient ones. Well, we have talked about all of them at the relevant point in time when it was actually relevant. Like I said, John, former premier, Alden McLaughlin, slick back Alden. We've talked about all of them when it was relevant. So this isn't politically motivated or politically driven in any way, shape, or form. This isn't about political expediency. We've talked about all of them. Go and look up John Dwayne Seymour twice. We've talked about his open relationship with this wife of his. Offering the Spanish girl $300 for BJ. We've published those things and we've talked about them. That are not new. Y'all got short memories. Pay attention and keep up in class, honey child. We can't be going backwards now. Sure. This other person says that he sounds like he's trying to justify his own adultery. Anyone who stands in front of his God and commits his spouse and then steps out of doors cannot be trusted. Another person says your privileges come with a certain amount of power you've earned as a person of and for the people. But what have you done with your power that would be in today's conversation? You're wasting government funds. You're banging your PA, allegedly. You're making promises that you don't keep. No. When do we stop expecting? When do we start expecting more from our leaders? Morals and laws are not the same thing. If they were screw over their own spouse, what would they do to us? Abuse of power. Another person says, so I'm thinking straight here this morning and hearing that this has to be, and they give their guess on who it is. And what does Drew have to say about it? Birds of a feather flock together. They say to get a high position job in government, you have to go on your knees, and it's not to pray. I guess if Johan was elected last election, then he would have his PA hand in hand, shaking my head, or doing worse. Lord have mercy. The women better at being sneaky with it. The sexual harassment bill also applies within the hierarchy of the civil service from the deputy governor down and across statutory and government-owned companies. Plenty of stuff goes on there too. Oh, to be sure. In the past, we've talked about shenanigans over at Customs and how within Customs, their civil service talk about certain people getting promoted up in Customs to positions that they're not even qualified for because of who they're sleeping with. We've talked about all that. When you talk about everybody, we have talked about it. Y'all just need to recall. This is cause for those little black books where those actions are recorded and used to call in favors at times. Somebody else said from time that he won the last election, his wife has been threatening to divorce him because of cheating allegations. He too, every month, his house payments were late, so he needs the win. I know many times I was in the bank and he was there doing little payments on the mortgage. Somebody says, Frig, you have plenty watching live today. IG 66, YouTube 347, Facebook 774. Wow. God, I work from home on Fridays. Another person says, I said it many times. So-and-so is not ready. Thank God Johan did not get elected. He's no different from so-and-so. Same mentality. Someone says Johan sounds as if he were to get elected, he would do the same thing. Caymanian men, some can be messy and nasty. Gosh. Somebody lost their bumper outside the Creighton building on Crew Road. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you. I'll post that in a minute. This person says, only job you have is aggravation. Right. Easy payday by BSing constituents all day long for 4 years. Do you remember when the minister was on OC show saying how the law has to change to give ministers more employment, more say in employment of persons in the civil service? Well, this is exactly why you shouldn't do that. Don't give them no more power over the civil servants. Lord Jesus, no. This person says, is this the same minister whose family member is his office manager, who doesn't show up or even attend commission meetings, but often off on trips? Is this the same minister that wants to be in charge of hiring Caymanians who don't show up? This is why Cayman is a cesspool. Does he realize that his actions could topple the government? Literally, if another country wanted to compromise their ministers, they just need to throw women at them. In other countries, his actions are ground for dismissal. Didn't these ministers sign a code of conduct? Now you understand why they want drivers and some don't want drivers. You know, that code of conduct, that gone out the door, Bobo. That is long out the door, honey child. Sadly, unfortunately. And let's be honest, a code of conduct is only as good as and as forcible as the people who are enforcing it. Everybody else. You're part of the press. It is totally your responsibility. Sending you some positive energy. I know it's not easy doing what you do, but it is necessary. Let me see here now. Just trying to catch up on some messaging before the show ends today. We'll do about 5 minutes of overtime addressing Jaron and this other boy. What his name is again? Ryan Ebanks. So that'll be the overtime, but it won't be long because I have an 11 o'clock appointment. Thank you for the Friday greetings. Morning, Sandy. Still haven't gotten any updates. Oh, somebody wants to be added to the list. Hey, Sandy, this is what government is hiring to do the road cleanup. We'll soon have more of them wasting government money. What is he doing? Is he sitting down rolling a spliff on government time? Is that for real? What is that in his hand? No, sir. Y'all not easy. Y'all not easy. Lord Jesus. Wow. Child, if that's what he was doing, he would have turned me straight. Rolling weed on government job and you working for government cleanup? Oh my God. No, he did not. You see, this is our people, boy. This is our people. But they want talk, but they want job. They want to be employable, blah, blah, blah. And you go on somebody's job sitting down there rolling spliff and drinking a beer. Caymanians, Lord Jesus, y'all special in a different kind of way. Radio listeners, have a good day. We're going to go into a short overtime session this morning. So everybody else hang tight. Please be safe this weekend. We're going to address some fools directly now. So radio, y'all know when we cut off from you, we can go a little bit harder. I go a little bit harder. But y'all have a good weekend now. Please be safe on the roadway. No drinking and driving. All right. Toodaloo. Bobo 89.1 FM. Toodaloo. All right. Me click it off. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the IG people back online. Get the next cup of coffee. Get your rum. Get the rum, honey child. Let's talk frankly now. Because you see, they be scaring them people over at the radio station. Oh my God, I'm getting phone calls this morning that they're gonna sue us. And I just want to make sure, don't you worry don't you worry your little head, Bobo. Don't you worry your little head. I got you. We know how to hold it down in radio. We can hold it down. Because we know the radio folks, them scared. They can't take no pressure. They can't take no pressure, honey child. They say pressure bust pipe. And that is true. Corporate K-man can't handle it sometimes. Yep. So praise the Lord for Facebook. They're not scared to be sued by nobody. They're not over here getting scared of idle threats. Okay. Minister, why you got time to be calling and messaging people over at DMS this morning, talking about they're gonna get sued if I say anything about you? Shut the fuck up. Pay attention now, okay? Because we gave you all a chance and you have shown your true colors. Y'all not easy. Y'all not easy. If I could grab you right now by the nuts and box you, I would. Okay? Y'all want to talk about, oh, you come from nowhere and you build yourself up and it's not, yeah. But look at you. Yeah, they be trying to intimidate people, Damien. Them bitches not intimidating me, nah? You don't pay my fucking bills. You don't pay them. Go and threaten DMS about a lawsuit. Send me one message here today so I can light your fucking ass up with some messages. You think I can be addressing this if I don't have my facts in order? You crazy, not true. You smoked too much and snorted too much shit during your days that you must be don't know. From one Georgetown to next, don't fuck with me. And I don't mean literally, because that not happening. You are a disgusting piece of shit. Let me be very honest with you. I've heard the rumors from long time about you and this gal and others. The very crackhead you out there screwing. And your poor wife, poor sufferer. So foolish, talking shit about, oh, people must leave that poor girl alone. Try and shut up. Just shut your fucking mouth up. Because it's women like you that are enablers with these men. Where they think that they can do this kind of shit. You better talk about how he beats the shit out of you while you're at it. Maybe that's why you can't say nothing. I don't got no time for y'all playing victims, you know. You gotta talk to him about his inappropriate relationship. It won't be giving woman side eye about, oh, you shouldn't, you have some nerve speaking to me. They can all speak to you. They can all have the nerve to roll up on you because your wife, your husband, has put you in that position. You can't blame nobody else. If the community is now talking about it, if CMR is now talking about it, how long have you known? How many years? Because the rest of us have known a fucking long time that your man not no good and that he compromises you in more ways than one. Tell me now. Who are you trying to fool? It's a facade, eh? And you're not feeling nobody. Long time. Honey child, I'm in overtime this morning. Overtime. I know she was calling to give me the sauce. My phone been blowing up about all the stories about you. and your low down self, sleeping with your own family members. You don't know that these people are your cousins? And listen to me. Let me be very clear. I ain't a business. If they're third or fourth cousins, once you have a certain last name and K-Man, I ain't not fucking with you. Me and you can't get in no bed together. You can't even kiss my neck. Cause that's your family. Stop screwing family with your nastiness. Y'all think I'm joking with these politicians, huh? Understand me very, very clearly, please. Because you seem to have missed the memo. Nobody gets a pass when it comes to my country. Yes, this is my motherfucking country. 70% of our children flunking out, can't read in government schools. And you can find the time to be screwing PAs and screwing crackheads and screwing this one and taking trips and this and that. Focus on the people business. This country is on the verge of falling off of a fucking cliff. The point of no return is upon us. And this is what you made me spend a whole show time on? No, Bobo. You gotta do better. And you know what? I don't think you can do better. You are who you are, and we must all see that and be prepared to vote your fucking ass out come next election. And you're not gonna be the only one. Be very, very clear. You've crossed the line now. Okay? I am sick and tired of people blowing up my phone about your behavior. You have crossed the fucking line. You see the box that I put Chris Saunders in? You in that box there now. Join Chris Saunders over there. So you guys have no integrity. None whatsoever. Y'all want to get up and go to John Gray, Clifton Hunter. Talk to these young people. But what you don't know is those same young people are growing up in households and homes in Windsor Park, in Scranton, Dog City, where their family members, Macfield family members, sitting down there having a conversation about who you screwing in the family and what it is that you're doing. You don't think them children hear the conversations and they know? How they expect you respect you people as ministers? How? Respect is earned, not given. You're abusing your position. One of the reasons why y'all looked up to certain senior politicians is because for 40 years, they were allowed to do it. And nobody stood up. Everybody whispering, pew, 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 behind closed doors. Well, the days of that are done. People all over the streets with your damn business now. Everybody messaging me. Knowing about her mortgage, extension on the house. Yesterday, her mama blowing up phone, calling people left, right, and center. She blowing up phone right now to two of them overseas. Every time you take a trip, she up in your butthole. Ask yourself, why is that the case? It's so funny because the previous PA didn't have to do that to get her job done. But you see, that's why she never wanted to work with you. Why they had to move her to a different ministry. Because some people see the professionalism and they say, nope, I'm not getting involved in this. You can be in denial mode all you want. But the streets are talking. And they've been talking for a very long time. And the streets know. Be very, very clear. The streets are well informed. Do you think people just randomly going around talking about you for no reason? Somebody say, try calling for resignation from these uneducated, useless politicians. Don't worry, they're not going to resign. But I tell you what, the next election not far away. The next election is right upon us. Enough of you. need to retire and go home. Collect your pension. You've been there a couple of terms now. Go and sit down and collect your pension. Raymond says up in government causing and being a liability. Yes. And to this young lady who's allowing her post to be used by these no good politicians, child, please, if your father knew what was going on, he would beat you himself, you know. Do better. This is not something to go bragging about. It's not a good look for you to be a jealous side piece, calling and making demands on this man. It's not a good look. Find your pride. You done lost it when you gave the husband jacket and he had to find out that the child wasn't for him. And I said, somebody said, boy, God has a sense of humor. Because the child come out looking like the next man from FedEx. Now that's what you call a special delivery. When you get pregnant by the FedEx man, you're all too low and dirty. My God, it's one thing to have an affair, but on top of that, to get pregnant by the man you're having an affair with and your husband sitting there thinking that this baby for him? What the hell? So you not had no scruples from day one. And I hate to say it, because you're a little girl that I saw you growing up from when you were a little girl and your mama used to bring you to work. And look at you now. If the wife did call you a monkey, she had a right to do so because you're a damn monkey. Yes, you playing a fool. Let me talk about Jaron and Ryan. Jaron, I don't even know why I'm addressing you. Fucking child pedophile. Anybody who got to deal with a 14-year-old child, that shows their level of maturity and their level of psyche. What you need to do is get a vasectomy. That's the first thing you should do. Stop having these goddamn children that you cannot support. Go and get yourself a motherfucking job. Stop being under your mommy, Puss Sherry Ann, because she allows you to be a no good son of hers. She enables you and all of this foolishness. She needs to make you take responsibility for them 15 children that you got, financially and otherwise. Although any of these parents now should know, if you have a girl, children with this man, don't leave him unsupervised with him. Because I'm of the opinion that anybody who would go after somebody else's underage child, they would do the same to theirs. So I wouldn't trust him. Not me. He wouldn't have unsupervised access to my children, not my picnic, under no circumstances. But you go sit down. Oh, you can't wait till somebody deal with me. Really? Boy, please. Bye. Bye, Felicia. And Ryan, he had to jump into the conversation. Those of you who were clueless about this part now, this was in Sherry Ann's group. Somebody sent the link saying, oh, God, sound like I'll be calling him up tomorrow. And Jaron jumped up. I can't wait till somebody fix her. Y'all so stupid. Do y'all know that the person who supposedly fixed me last time, my own sister, she won't even answer the police phone calls anymore? They were trying to get a statement from her, so now they're preparing to file to send it straight to legal without her statement because she think by not taking their calls that she avoid criminal charges. That's not how this works, Bobo. They don't need your statement because they got everything on video. File getting ready to go to legal. You see, y'all want to be big and bold, right? Y'all want to be big and bold and tell it time to man and woman up. So Ryan jumping, yeah, somebody got someone fix her. Ryan, why didn't you shut the fuck up? Because you're another disappointment as a Caymanian. From the day I started Mall Road, I don't even know who the heck Ryan Ebanks is. But this man used to WhatsApp me. He used to get in the comment section. I'm going to show y'all his picture. He used to have the most to say about me, and I don't even know who this little bitch is. I'm like, who is this guy? He's trying to ride me when I'm not interested in riding you or being ridden by you. I'm like, who's this boy? Who the hell is Ryan Ebanks? But boy, he was relentless, and I finally had to block him. But I say God has a wicked sense of humor for true. Because, bitch, I block you to only find out that you are a disgusting woman beater. See him there? There's a same little piss-ass boy who had a nice, decent little girlfriend. Let's give you the short version of it because I got to go to my 11 o'clock appointment. Ryan Ricardo Ebanks pled guilty to common assault and damage to property after a violent argument with his ex-fiancée. He was dating this girl I'm not gonna name her, poor thing. She's such a sweet little girl. Young mother now, married and finally got a decent husband. What does he do? He drag her. Right? Tell me they were engaged. He demanded his house codes and then dragged her, forcibly removing the engagement ring off of her finger. When she tried to leave the residence in her vehicle after packing a few things, she was prevented from doing so. He closed the car door on her, then went to the driveway, then went to the public road, jumped into her vehicle, and then assaulted her. Little boy, you don't have no right to say nothing to me. Go sit your ass down. Who the hell are you? Fucking wife beater. Damaged her glasses, damaged her necklace, damaged her phone, locked her inside of her own vehicle. I mean, this dude is sick. The victim had to flee and seek refuge from a neighbor until she was able to contact her mother and spent the evening at her mother's house. This is the kind of person that think that they can step to me. Really? Really? Wow. Oh my God. No, sir. CCTV footage caught what this man did. Stalking her, taking photos of her car, attempting to gain access to the vehicle. Went up to the house, went back to the vehicle, used a knife to slice up her tires. Bitch, don't fuck with me. No. Not with your kind of track record. Nah, don't do it. Don't do it. Son. You don't ever need to say anything to me. Like I said, I am not perfect. I have done my shit, but guess what? I have never stalked nobody, slashed nobody tires, beat nobody, take nobody phone, drag them by the hair. None of that has ever been done by me. You're a little piss-ass boy. What her parents should have done was grab you by the balls and beat the shit out of you for putting your hands on their child. So Ryan, I don't have nothing to say to you. You're not even on my radar. I don't even know who the fuck you're supposed to be. I've never known who you are. And for whatever reason, you got a big hard on for me. But I'm telling you, you need to go sit your motherfucking ass down. Don't come for me because I'm not coming for you. Remember the song that sometimes we have to play here on the radio? Huh? I don't fuck with you. So I don't know why. You want to always be fucking with me because I don't fuck with you, boy. Me and you not in the same league. I probably ought not to be your mama, but you know what happened? Your mama never teach you no respect. Your mama never teach you no respect. That's why you can go around doing what you do to women. That's what your real problem is. Yeah, we've all fallen short, Stephanie. That's not what this is about. This is about this little piss-ass boy who got enough shit in his own life that he should be worried about. Ask him when he took $10,000 from the girl's parents as a cash gift and refused to return that, although he was no longer engaged to the young lady. Greedy little bitch. Ask him about the boat that the family member gave him. Sound like they were trying to give him a friggin' dowry for this poor young girl. Professional girl. Ask him about that. And wouldn't give the boat back either. Nah, Bobo. Nah. That's not how it can go. I mean, honestly, that's not how it can go. Hold on. I want to make sure that he understands the assignment, the theme song for you, son. Yeah. Here it is. This special dedication to you. And then I'm going to have one for the politicians. Because they always screwing things up. And then I got to go to my appointment, although I'm already going to be late now. Y'all going to make me late. Sure. Yes? Hear it carefully, son.
Let's just hope he doesn't lose.
Let's get to the chorus.
I don't fuck with you. You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. You little dumb ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you. I got a million trillion things I'd rather fucking do than to be fucking with you. Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. Don't give a fuck about you or anything that you do. I heard you got a new man, I see you taking the...
Yes, get it into your head, both of you. I'm not fucking with either one of y'all, okay? You're not got no sense. You need to grow up. Jaren, you got 1 million children. Try and go figure out a job that you can actually keep for a change. That's what you need to focus on. All them children, we talking about the 70-something% that failing. I hate to say, but 99% of your children are being that. Their poor mother's doing the best, but Lord knows, with a no good father like you in their lives, what I can bring them. Do better. Do better. Don't fuck with me, because I'm not fucking with you. Be very, very clear. Okay? Y'all need to do better. As a community, we need to expect better. This is all the politicians that people dedication to them.
Oh, bomba. Oh, rascal.
Yeah, it's going on. That's right and center.
Oh, bomba. Oh, rascal.
Yeah. What else can you say, Sunday?
I said I came upon this land to guide and teach my fellow man. But one thing I can't overstand is why man don't love his brother man.
Don't you do better?
Oh, bomba.
Yes, Bumbo Clot.
Oh, rascal.
Sing it, son. Sing it. Yeah.
Oh, bomba.
Yeah. This one in the house today with Bumbo Clot. Oh, rascal. Let's sing.
Sometimes I sit and look around.
Look around.
And listen to the daily sound. But when I check, there's so much lies. And that's the reason why the children cry.
Yeah. That's the reason why. Bumba Clot. Oh, rascal. Yes, honey child. Bumba Clot, Miss C. Yes, child. Oh, Lord, come and save your people. Lord Jesus. Yes. We need a change.
So the shit's
yes. Oh, yes. Lord, have mercy.
If there is obstacles in the road,
yes, Lord,
we got to throw them overboard.
Throw them overboard. Come next election. Yeah.
Oh,
right over.
Bumba Clot.
Bumba Clot.
Oh, rascal.
Rascal, Miss C.
Oh,
Bumba Clot. All of them politicians out there.
Oh, rascal.
Yes. Sing it. Sing Brother Peter, sing it. Oh, God.
One night in the spirit held me down.
Spirit, that's them. Oh.
I could not make one single sound.
Lord Jesus. They got the people silent.
Told me,
speak up.
Son, use the word. And now I'm as free as a bird.
Lord. Sing it. Bumba class. Oh, rascal. Let me look at me. Back up, sing over yes.
Oh, bumba class.
Yes. I'm like it is, Peter.
Oh, rascal.
Yep. Time for y'all to go. We're throwing you overboard. 2025 election soon come, people. Yes. I tell you what, time to get the bumper clots out of office. Yeah, man, we're taking them out. We're taking them out. Bumper clot. We're taking the bumper clot out. You understand me? All right. One final tune. Friday. Bop, bop. Big up Friday. Jesus Christ, I got 3 minutes to get to my appointment. Oh, I'm sorry I'm going to be late, honey child. But we got to do it, and we got to do it right. Here's one more dedication to all the no-good politicians out there. Just screwing the people left, right, and center. We mean literally screwing the people and figuratively screwing the rest of us. Because we don't want to be screwed by y'all. Try and hush. But they're screwing us anyway. So one more tune about you bad politicians. We're coming for you in 2025. Be certain of that. We're not playing no more fucking games with your bumba clot or your ass clot. All right?
All the politicians them. Sure. Inna your face, them a smile up. Behind your back, of money, them a pile up. Try to start your business and them quick for spoil up. Hey, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done a wonderful job at tear down with country demolition, man. Sibbly bang, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done such a great job selling out with country with your business plan. Well, you forget a round of applause for all the work you're doing. Decisions where you make will left the country in a ruins, yo. Strictly personal gain you're pursuing, so the tax rate higher than the planes where you're fluing. We gonna make you deal with the IMF, knowing on a backside, none of sugar cane left. The hotels and the beaches, the Spanish them go screeching. Me no know how you do it, but all my office say is well done, Mr. Politician Man. I must congratulate you. Done a wonderful job at tear down with country demolition, man. Skibbly bang, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done such a great job selling out with country with your business plan. What kind of plan? Which is to keep poverty and unemployment on the rise. Corruption and not to mention the lies. Election and when the tension arise. So you buy with Kentucky, not to mention the fries. Anything to secure your vote, and then you rob the people to secure your boat. We go Goat Island where the Chinese own. The whole Jamaica is a Chinese loan. I tell you, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done a wonderful job at tear down with country demolition, man. Skibbly bang, well done, Miss Politician Lady. You done such a great job selling out with country and you still not pay with. But still if inflation was a test you would have get A+. So when me met the US the exchange rate buck, cause the dollar getting weaker and the solar light bill it would have cheaper. But a JPS you prefer keep your Ebenezer. So you Scrooge from the ghetto people where you starve and every year you buy a better vehicle. The things you
you do a beat with bad, but still you manage to keep your job. So me I tell you, well done, Mr. Politician Man. You done a wonderful job at tear down the country demolition man. Swibbly bang, well done, Miss Politician Lady. You done such a great job selling out the country. Come in like Humpty Dumpty now. Congratulate them, you know. Yeah, man, give thanks for the effort, you know. Yeah, man, enough things do not go on it, you know. But you them see it still, so we give thanks. Yeah, man. Gangster. Kabaka P. In your face, them a smile up behind you.
And now I'm as free as a bird. Oh, bumper cloud. Oh, rascal. Oh, bumper cloud.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.